Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I actually forgot my glasses. Give me a second, actually. I was sitting here for the countdown to go away for like, I don't know, like a minute or two. I could have got my glasses beforehand, but I just didn't think about it. Didn't think about the necessity of it. Okay. So before I like fully get into like what we're gonna do today, I think let's first say just hello. So hello everybody. I'm glad you're here. I hope your week so far, or well, your weekend, since it's Monday. Your weekend has been good. We're able to rest and sort of get ready or feel ready for the upcoming week. And if not, we can talk about it today. But yeah, hi everybody, and hi pandas. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. You said like last was Thursday, right? Yeah. Wait. Yeah. You weren't able to like sleep properly, or like your sleep rhythm was just like really off. So I hope that's better now. So today we don't have like a the kind of specific topic we set our minds to on like Thursday of like the last week. Because of that, we sort of have like multiple choices here. And I'm just gonna like I'm always sort of like noting down like topics for like podcasts. But like all of them are definitely also topics which like work in stream. And they're like, I don't know, like I can't make as many podcasts. So essentially we have to tackle some of those in stream. So it's always perfect if why? Oh, now we're back. Okay, so that's fun. Anyways. So yeah, I guess it works. So some of the topics I have here. It's like, so we have some topics which are more in terms of like actually like psychology, mental health direction. And then we have some topics which go more into the like philosophical direction, I guess. Which definitely like can have something to do with mental health, but it always like depends on like if it like touches on like your worldview, sort of. So more of the like philosophical topics, I guess, is like talking just about how how like money is influencing us, and how money maybe sometimes is even like suppressing us, or like I guess for a lot of people is, or like missing money is like holding us back, but also just about like how our world sort of works with evolving around money, because I feel like this can like a lot of the time has something to do with mental health, because of just like that like we really want to do something but we don't because it costs too much, or we I don't know like feel guilty for buying something, or we feel guilty for spending something, or that we like push ourselves to work more than we usually would just because we need that money and stuff like this. So I feel like money is like, because our world like really evolves around money, it's just a thing which influences us in a lot of ways. And I feel like sometimes when we don't like think about it actively, it can like really influence us in like a way where we don't like notice the side effects of it, I guess. So that's why like I feel like money and how money influences us could be an amazing topic. The next topic we sort of have as an option is sort of like nature, like how sentient actually sort of like our nature is, like how our planet works, like what we know really about nature and stuff like this. So I don't know, because there's just been some like new, I guess, like, yeah, some new science showing us that, for example, like plants actually like make noises and sort of like warn each other from stuff. So like this is really interesting. Also, if you look, for example, at like networks like fungi, it's, I don't know, like there's a lot of things we know and a lot of things we don't know. And I don't know, I feel like this could be like a really, really nice discussion sort of on like different opinions and stuff like this. And sort of to just get like a little bit of this message back of like how connected we might are to nature. And it might be more than we think, and also how connected nature is, and how we influence nature, how nature influences us, stuff like this. And hi Fluffy, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. So topic number 3 we have as option. This one we talked about already. Okay. I guess like actually, so this is more of like a practical thing, but it could still be interesting. It's like how to sort of like what to learn to protect yourself, like how protecting yourself actually works, what works best, and sort of like going in that direction, and then also like connecting it a little bit to like what we fear, what fears might actually be fears which should push us to learn some protection styles, and what fears might be fears which we should rather learn to like overcome because they don't help us in any capacity. So topic number 4 is did we talk about this already to like sort of like that much that we don't need to talk about it in this stream? I'm just gonna tell you and then like you can decide. So topic number 4, I think we were at, is like victim mindset, and how it's like sort of like a lack of confidence and insecurity can actually turn abusive. Also from the, like we can also talk about like from the perspective of the victim in that moment. Because I feel like there is like, if you are a person with a victim mindset, it's actually like sort of low-key hard to understand or get the insight even that you are abusive, because you think everybody else is abusive, right? So sort of like to talk about both sides of this. Then game theories. Game theories have actually a lot to do with our life. So diving a little bit into game theories could be really interesting. Also just, we have talked about this in stream, I think, but it's been like already weeks ago, sort of like how to have fun in games, like how to do gaming as a hobby, right? Because gaming as a hobby, I feel like is a lot of the time really connected to this sense of like, to this like competitive drive. And I feel like it's way too common that we just sort of like jokingly say that gaming isn't fun. Well, it is something we do in our free time and it should be fun. So just sort of like to go into this discussion of like, okay, like how we use this hobby as like a positive hobby, like how do we use this in a way where it serves us and serves the purpose it has of like us being able to relax, have fun, connect, rest sort of in our free time, instead of being a hobby which is driving us crazy and is making us tilted as fuck. So then topic number, I don't know, like I think we're at 6 or something. But we talked about this recently, so I don't know if it like if you're interested too much in it. But just sort of like what I learned about mental stability, we touched on this in like the last couple of streams, that it has like a lot to do with like energy management, and especially like preventative energy management, and like planning a lot of buffers and stuff like this. Then like different types of rest and needs. We talked about this quite a lot in stream already, but it was also a couple of weeks ago, so it might be interesting again. Then like social media, we talked about this, I think like 2 streams ago or something, and how it's, yeah, sort of by design a shitty concept. And also like how it has to do with like body dysmorphia and like any other thing in that direction that's like also connecting to the social media topic. Oh, then we have a really interesting topic, which is depression and grandiosity. Like I don't know if you heard about these terms in connection to each other, but depression and grandiosity is like a really interesting concept I've read in. Ooh, in which book did I read this? I yeah, it was in the Drama of the Gifted Child book. And depression and grandiosity is not only a term I read there, but I also actually had in therapy. And it is essentially describing this describing mental instability, because mental instability is essentially always switching, or like for a lot of people it's switching between depression and grandiosity. So you have some moments where you think you're like on top of the world and you're like so amazing, and then in the next moment you hate yourself and think you don't deserve to live. And I feel like the concept of this, going in sort of like more in depth about this, could be like really, really interesting. Yeah, I feel like these are like low-key all of them. All of the topics like which are good for a stream setting, I think. So you know now. And if you're interested in any of these topics, like let me know for this stream specifically. But as always, we talk about like everything which sort of like is important to you guys at the moment. This is just something which can like give us an idea to I guess like fill the silence, if there is any, at some point. Yeah. Ooh, 10 stream streak. Let's go, Fluffy. I actually I think you see that our stream today is actually the 18th. Because I so I was counting the mental health streams we had, and it's like it's honestly hard to sort of like pick a specific number or a specific starting point, because we did have some streams where we like gamed first and then only talked about mental health, and it was only like for like an hour or two. But I just sort of like to make it like the easiest, I guess, I just sort of picked the VODs we have on like I like reposted on YouTube, because I was like, if I have made a VOD, because it's that like because we talked like that much about it, that's considered like a mental health talk for me. So with this we had 17 and today's our 18th. So yeah, you've been there half of the time is what I'm saying, like more than half of the time. Yeah, like I feel like the definitely like some of the first ones didn't have like the proper schedule. The schedule we started with, I can actually like look this up. So this schedule we started after the first 4. Wait, like so 1, 2. No, after the first 5, we started the schedule properly. Because we started the schedule in like the beginning of October, so like the first full week of October, And so now we are essentially with this, like when we finish this week, we have had this schedule for 2 months now. So, and it actually, like, it always worked out, except that moment when I was like sick and my sister was over. But yeah. Okay. Almost ruined my streak there, not gonna lie. Oh, why? Were you like on the day where I was like sick? Wouldn't you have like wouldn't you been able to come? And that was like good that I was sick, but like if I wouldn't have been sick, it would have ruined your streak, or the other way around, that because you got like sort of unsure about the schedule, you maybe wouldn't have made it to like the next stream on like Thursday. I was like, did I just didn't get the notification or something? What happens time to time for me? But yeah, it was confusing. Ah, yeah. Well, that's fine though. But it's cute that the stream matters in this way. All right. So let's first start, I guess, with just a regular mental health check-in, and then see where we go from this. What do you think, guys? Is that a good idea? I really need to put like WD-40. I don't know how you say it in like English, but like this like grease spray on my chair because it's creaking the entire time. Every centimeter I move, and the chair's like. Can't stand it. I can also start with the mental health checking again, if you prefer that more. Or we just like start right into it with one of the like bigger topics. Oh, by the way, I want to say this real quick. Sorry for like not properly communicating why I don't go into your message, pandas, with the cut off money and you still have the same issues. Because I should have just like said this like sort of like clearly. But yeah, I didn't want to like get into it because we didn't like necessarily like pick this as our topic yet. So I don't want to like get like sidetracked into a topic, you know? Like if we talk about one of them, I want to do it in a way where like we picked it, we had time for this and stuff like this. And since like at that point you didn't even know about the other topics because I was just going through the list, I was like, okay, let's put that on hold actually, and see if we ever like if we even like feel like this is the topic we want to talk about and like spend time on after we like went through the entire list. But I should have just like, I don't know, I forgot to say this. So we have lists. Ah, yeah, there's not like you don't have the list. I have the list, right? So these were like the topics I was like sort of like explaining you about, to give options for the stream if we want to talk about like something specific of that, if something specific of that is like interesting to you guys. Yeah, so I have the list. But it's not like we don't have to like go through the entire list in the stream. Like this is not what I meant. Like I sort of expect us to like, I don't know, like get around to like one topic. next to the like regular mental health check-ins and topics which just like come up by us talking about stuff. But yeah, so do we want to start with the mental health check-in, Fluffy? You want to dive into it? Or no? This is nice. I'm gonna quickly write something down while you think about this, because I just remembered something. Okay. It's always hard to tell if you're already like getting into the mental health check-in and are already like typing and doing like a long message, or if you just like don't feel like it and then like don't type. Because it's like, for me, it's just like silence until there comes a message, right? So it's like an odd situation where I'm like, either I feel the silence now, or, and then like it may be like I might fill the silence with something I have to stop and like pause, or I'm like not filling the silence in a way, but if there's nothing coming, then it's awkward. Like that's honestly I feel like this is one of the like hardest parts to do this like mental health thing, like not in person, but yeah, like without seeing each other, because it's just, yeah, because I don't like see if you're sort of like thinking, or if you're like ignoring it. So I don't know, that's like really, I don't know, really weird situation. It's definitely also part why talking in voice chat is better. That's true. But I feel like at the same time in voice chat, what I noticed is like it's sort of hard to incorporate chat while I am in voice chat with somebody. So it's like hard to combine, I feel like. And at the same time, I feel like sometimes because it's in chat, it's actually like sort of giving people the opportunity to like, or like not giving the opportunity, but actually like just naturally sort of making that people like think about their words and just put it like, I don't know, like that they don't get sidetracked, and that it's like sort of like actually like really describing what they want to say. Because I feel like we pandas have been getting sidetracked in voice chat like the entire time. So that's why I sort of like, I don't know, like I didn't like find a solution yet to it. To sort of like incorporate chat with voice chat, and also like not getting too sidetracked in voice chat that you like get to the point at some point, you know? And also in voice chat, it's still the case that you like don't see the other person. So it's like still low-key like harder than like actually being in person with somebody, because it's like a both of you do assume that such a mundane thing as texture will limit my ability of sidetracking everything. I mean, fair, but like on average, right? Because people like think about their words while typing them, it like takes, I don't know, it's just like it comes more natural to be like more streamlined. But yeah, definitely you can of course still get sidetracked in like text chat. But yeah, it's also just like this, yeah, this situation of like not knowing how to incorporate like text chat with voice chat. Yeah. But I did also like voice chat. Definitely. It's like it just gives you like a little bit more information than in text chat. Because you like you I guess like hear emotions more. Um but yeah. The other part is also that it made my like my sound quality shittier, sadly. Um because of, yeah, I don't know why. Like back in the day, this setup like really worked like super well. And when I had like the mic here, like nothing essentially uh from the stereo boxes would get into my mic. But nowadays, this is just not the case anymore. Like my mic picks up like so much from the stereo boxes, and then we just have like double sound. And in order to not have double sound, I need to like up my noise gate like really high. And then like my like once I like go a little bit further away from the mic, like you essentially like can't hear me anymore. And it's so weird because if I go a little bit further away from the mic, I get like so much quieter. At the same time, when you guys are coming through like stereo sound, it's just it's like not like that. It's like way like it's louder on the mic. So I really don't like know what's going on there, and I just didn't have the like I didn't make it one of my priorities yet to sort of like get into it and like figure that out. So I was at my parents' house the last weekend, kind of feel helpless. I don't know how to navigate the decline of my father. It's kind of weird to see people slowly dying, even weirder if they are close to you. I wish I could change colors in people. Hard to wrap my head around this topic, thinking every possibility through, etc. But nothing I would really want to talk about. Just my 2 cents for now. This is really hard. I mean, especially if it's something which is just so obvious to you, right? Because I feel like that's sort of the blessing of like people like us who just and we don't see it, and we can sort of like, even if we probably know it too, it's something we can like easier ignore because we don't see it. Which for you just don't have that because you see it always. I'm really sorry, Fluffy. That's really hard. I hope you can still have some like good times and I don't know, like use the make some memories, you know. But this really sucks. This really sucks. I'm sorry for you. Man, this sucks ass. Like, the more I think about it, the more it sucks ass. Like, I honestly, like, I just, the more I sort of like imagine to be able to see that and it happening like to my mom, for example, it's just like the more it sucks ass. It's just ass. Yeah, that sucks. I'm really, really sorry, Fluffy. I hope you know that you can like we just found our people here, didn't we? Like the people who combat negative emotions with humor. And I like in 1 second, like this really big thing is happening in my life. And then everybody's like okay. And then like the next we come up with this like really dark humor of like blah 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 whatever. Ha yikes. Kick me. But I guess it's better coping than some other styles. Have you talked about this, by the way, with your dad? Or with your mom? Yeah, I kind of killed the vibe then when you just buy run foods for me. I'm fine. It's really sweet of you. But you don't have to worry about me. I'm like this is definitely like, these are like huge feelings, you know? And like, I don't know, like this honestly makes it so much like sadder to me. Um, but I'm fine being sad, if that makes sense. I don't feel bad about being sad. Does this make sense? I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like I don't regret to be sad. You know? Like I know that you like, yeah, this is why like it's hard to explain, like um definitely like in those moments I feel sad and I am reminded of like my situation. I'm like empathizing with you, right? I'm just sort of like, I'm sad that I like can't take this away from you, or that I can't like actually help you with this, right? Like I can be here and listen, but it's just like I can't be like, let me take that weight off of you actually. Um and then of course like sort of knowing that you were like a little bit more isolated person, you know? Um a little more like guarded with your feelings. It's just like knowing that you probably mostly carry this for yourself is something which like worries me in that moment, of course. So there's like a lot of thoughts going on for sure, and a lot of these thoughts are not positive. Um But yeah, I don't regret feeling them. Like they're part of life, and in a way they're beautiful, no? Like, I'm worrying for you because I like you, because I care about you. I'm worrying for my parents and sort of like thinking to that situation how that would be, right? But also because I care about them. So I don't know, like I wouldn't feel like this if there wouldn't be a positive connection to those people, to you and my parents and like the world around me. Like if I would be disconnected, I wouldn't feel this. But I am connected, and I am maybe intensely connected even. And that's why I feel that. So I don't know, I don't regret feeling those feelings. I'm not, like, if I wouldn't want to talk about this, I would act different. Like, if I wouldn't like to feel this way, I would act different. But it's okay to feel this way. And it doesn't mean I'm gonna have like a mental breakdown. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna have a shitty day, you know? So it's not something I need to get out of just like this. It's fine to feel that way. You know? I don't spiral to an unhealthy amount like back in the day anymore. I definitely like I got into the situation more and more, but it's like I know now how to step out of it. And I also know that if I went all the way, like how to regulate myself again. So don't worry about me. But I also get that it can be uncomfortable for you to maybe see these emotions in me, because they maybe remind you of like the emotions you have, no? And then it's harder to push it away, maybe. Or what do you think? By the way, you're like invited as always to be really honest about this. Like if you like, I don't know, like if you don't believe me, you can tell me. Like I'm up for a challenge. Don't worry. And I think it's like always beneficial. Like I feel like some of the most like actually maybe like most insightful moments were moments where I didn't believe my therapist. I'm not saying I'm a therapist here, but it were moments where like where there was sort of like a harder wall, I guess. And by sort of talking about how I don't believe this, there was space to talk about it at all. I think the brain is fantastic. If your mind is on one topic, you see it everywhere. Now I only see death creeping in, and I was on a full train the last days, so I try to keep everything to myself. Don't focus too much, otherwise I would explode or something. Let me read that again. I think the brain is fantastic and your mind is one topic. If your mind is on one topic, see it everywhere. Yeah, now I only see death creeping in. Probably from like all places, yeah. And I was on a full train the last days. Yeah, so I try to keep everything to myself. Don't focus too much, otherwise I would explode or something. Yeah. I think there's a very common like safety sort of measure, right? Like I don't think like I think coping is like there for something. Like right? Like I feel like coping is I don't know, I feel like sometimes we feel like, oh, coping is like always good, and that's not true. But I feel like sometimes we also think coping is always bad, and that's also not true. So I don't know, I understand what you mean. And it's fine, we don't have to, you know, get into these thoughts too much. But I feel like in this moment, you can it's like easier for me to understand, or like I'm faster to I guess like help you or assist you because your situation is like sort of special, right? Because you can also see it in me, so like only me feeling something is also confronting your like I guess your pause on this, right? Because you can't really pause on it when you see like the colors all over me. So in these moments, what you can do to sort of like get more space from me as well. And I also will try to keep that in mind, considering you said you don't really want to talk about it. So I'm also gonna like try to keep in mind how my feelings in that moment sort of show, I guess, or might show. But yeah, like if it's too much, just I don't know, you can tell me like, hey, Craig, like I need you to like tune it down, like mute your colors, please. It's like I can't see this right now. You know? Eat my brownie. Hello, Alex. How are you doing? And welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing fine. We're the moments in a talk with. Well, I guess we're like sort of like nearly maybe done with that topic because we didn't want to get too much into it. The only thing I guess I still want to say is that I hope you know that our community can be used as a resource here. Like not only to like find people to play with, but and just like cope while gaming, right? But also to find people to talk to. And then you can also always text me. If it's getting a little much. So if we can like support you in any way through this, Fluffy, then we definitely want to, okay? So don't shy away from asking for support with this. If you want, we can like after the stream today, just like on the Discord, we can play a few League games. Maybe talk. We don't need to talk. We can also just play a few League games. if you want to. Just let me know. Oh no, Alex, you have COVID with pneumonia. Jesus Christ. So I'm in my bed and watching Twitch. Oh. Since when are you sick? Like, are you already on the like getting better path, or are you still sort of expecting it to get worse? You're getting better? All right. That's good. That's really good. I'm glad. I mean, COVID with pneumonia. I don't necessarily know how much worse it is than COVID, but I know like pneumonia is like something with the Jesus Christ, something with the lung, right? So it's probably like a lot worse. Don't know how anyone could support me with that. I have to go to work in half an hour, and after that I have uni stuff to do. If you're like 10 p.m. we can go for sure. Okay, 10 p.m. is tough. I'm gonna be honest. Would it be like at actually like 10 or like after 10? Somewhere after 10. But 10 is like really late. Is lung inflammation? You're in Tashkent, Uzbekistan, visiting the city and the air here is... Ooh, okay. Are you like, do you live in Uzbekistan, or like, are you like actually on like holidays, like outside of your like, you know, like internationally, and now you just chill in your hotel or something and are sick? So actually be 10 p.m. or later. Mm. Okay, so 10 p.m. or later is tough. Let me think about this, okay? Like, I'm gonna text you if I manage, but I need to sort of like check in with Zach if that would be fine. Because Zach is like, I don't know, having like a little bit of a hard time right now. He still didn't like properly start with taking like vitamin D and stuff, so he's still like winter like sort of depression came back a little bit. Yeah. You know, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I guess it also like really depends on like how important it is to you, right? And then like how much or like how much it would like mean to. Because if I would know this like would mean like a lot to you, right? And this would help you a lot, then I would like no questions asked, make the time. But I don't know, I don't get the feeling of that like too much so far. So I'm more like, okay, like it would be nice, I guess. But it's more of a thing where like I think it would be useful. And I don't really know if you think that would be nice. Or helpful or supporting or whatever. So it's like I guess definitely it's a different calculation in that. But if it's like only sort of like changing my routine a little bit, and apart from that, it's like, I don't know, like not changing much, then yeah, like I'm gonna try. But if it would take anything and sort of like throw it out of the ordinary, I guess then I would be like, okay, let's find like a different day. But actually, we can already talk about a different day. How's Wednesday for you? Just like maybe like extra even. So you're visiting Tashkent. I'm in a hotel. I live in Almaty, Kazakhstan. Oh no. Man, that sucks, Alex. I'm really sorry for you. That's so annoying. Like being sick and being sick like that on holidays really is annoying. I mean, to be fair, at least, like, I guess being sick in a hotel room can be kind of nice. If the hotel room is kind of nice. All depends on the hotel room. Where I live in the Netherlands. I was like, I'm German, so I lived in Germany for, I know, 21 years or something. And then a couple of years ago, I moved to the Netherlands. So right now I live in the Netherlands. But it still might change because, I don't know, I'm just a adventurous person. I'm not really adventurous, but I don't know. I guess I'm like adventurous in a weird way. I am not on a regular basis adventurous, but I, like me moving the country is like, it's a 50-50. So yeah. But when do you have to go back home, by the way? Like when do you have to be on a health level where you can actually make the trip back home? And how long is it to get home? Okay. Okay, that's good to know, Fluffy. So how's Wednesday for you? Because Tuesday I have a bunch going on. I have like multiple appointments. But Wednesday, I'm like that would, I could actually like, if I know like today, I could probably make like any time. So because I do have some things planned, but all of them are like, I can put them in like different time slots, I guess. You have long days right now, Fluffy. Is that right? Like today you're home at like 9:30, and on Wednesday at 7. Like 7 is also like, it's not like really long, but it's a bit longer. You plan on going home this weekend? It's a 1.5 hour flight. The differences between Germany and Netherlands. Oh, 1.5 hour flight. But it's not only the flight, right? It's like going to the airport, coming back from the airport, like all of that stuff too. So how healthy do you expect to be this weekend? Like, is it something, or like, let me ask it differently. Like, is the flight something where you're like dreadfully looking forward to it? And I'm like, yeah, I want to be home, but like also, fuck, this seems really exhausting. And like, I hope I'm gonna be able to make it. Or is it more like a thing where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be like healthy to like sort of already. Like, it's gonna be fine. I don't have pauses, haven't I told you that? I didn't think it was quite so literally. um, but yeah, okay, Wednesday at 7. Yeah, let's do Wednesday at 7. I'm putting it in my calendar just so you know, by the way. Okay. So, with the differences between Germany and Netherlands. Oof. So in Germany, car culture is a lot. So like everybody has a car. Public transport is garbage, except for like bigger cities. But even in bigger cities, it's not like perfect. But like if you live anywhere else than in a bigger city, or if you just have like your parents live somewhere else, you probably will have a car. And you go like everywhere by car essentially. Like the whole city, like how the city's working is like made for cars. Which in the Netherlands is entirely different. So in the Netherlands, like public transport is way better, and people cycle usually to like all places. And people do have cars, but definitely not everybody, and usually only people who need it for their jobs, because they have a job where they like have to go to clients or something, and don't just like go to their like workplace and back. And yeah, there's a lot of people who like don't have any cars at all, who just go like everywhere by bicycle because they like live close to the train station, or they like live close to a bigger city and stuff like this. But like yeah, like public transport is like so much better. I feel like Dutch people on average are happier than German people. I feel like in Germany we have sort of like a culture of complaining, and yeah, I feel like complaining is low-key like a love language in Germany. Whereas here in the Netherlands, this is like complaining is not like unknown to them or something. But I just feel like in terms to Germany, it's like in Germany you have way more people who like really love rules and are like will call the cops on you if you do something, like if you park in a place where you like shouldn't park, even if it's like I don't know, like if it doesn't bother them personally. It's like you have this like granny looking out of the window and she's gonna call the cops on you. You also have like granny screaming out of the window that you should shut up if you're a kid like playing on the street. So like this is sort of like this happens like there's not only these people in Germany, right? But I feel like these people are like more in Germany than in the Netherlands. I feel like in the Netherlands like people are on average like happier and more like yeah, live your life, let other people live their lives. And yeah. I don't know, like international cuisine is a big thing here. Like there's a lot of restaurants with international cuisine. Because the Netherlands, like the Dutch people invaded like low-key everybody. So in Germany, there's like if you live like somewhere like in the south on like the like in like a tiny city, you probably have like one Asian restaurant and that's it. While here you actually I don't really know. I feel like you'll have more, but I actually don't really know because here I live in a small town, but it's like close to a big city, so it doesn't really count. Yes, I'm actually not sure, but we have like a lot of Asian supermarkets, which don't really existed where I lived in Germany back then. But yeah, it's not like a equal comparison from where the cities are. Yeah. Tomorrow your day is from like 8 to 11. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow like it does like when you say like this, like it sounds like way better. But yeah, I don't think tomorrow is like a good idea for me. Like I will have therapy and the therapy is gonna be hard. Like I'm gonna do like uh how's it called? Emotional re So the
毎日を平凡に過ごしていた。王子様の婚約者になんてならないために。
お邪魔します。
レイ様よ。かっこいい。レイ様がどうして1年生の教室の前に？ほんとだ、1年の誰かに用事かしら。 レイ様かっこいいわ。行っちゃう。またレイ様が騒がれてる。関わらないように早く帰ろう。ただいま。私はフローラ・コバルディア。町で治癒院を営む父と、その受付をして支える母。私と2つ上の兄、オンラードとの4人家族。毎日を平凡に過ごしていた。ただいま。マルフィール魔法学園入学前の、あの日までは。兄様、家に人を連れてくるときは、ベルを鳴らすはずだったでしょ？
忘れてた。すまねえ。
どうするの？この姿を見られちゃったじゃない。
でもお前言ってただろ。一度見てみたいって、こいつだよ。
彼はレイクレシエンテ。あらゆる魔法を難なく使いこなし、座学も常にトップ。
おまけに容姿も性格もいいから、女子の大半を持っていかれる。
そんな完璧な人がいるなら、一度見てみたいわね。確かに言ったけど、それだけの理由でカーストトップに君臨するレイ様をこんな森の中の普通の家に連れてくるなんて。とりあえず兄様、レイ様をリビングにお通しして。ジャムパイとお茶と、あとは。すみません。人懐っこい子なのです。気がついちゃう。
いいんですよ。君の名前は何というのですか？
この子はベルデと言います。
猫。おいで、ベルデ。オンラードの妹さん。素敵なおもてなしをありがとうございます。
なるほど。女子の大半が持っていかれるのは納得かも。いえ。兄様、レイ様に口止めお願いして。
ああ、そうか。そうだった。いいか、レイ。妹のこの姿は他言無用だ。この姿とは、彼女の、この美しい姿のことですか。まばゆいホワイトブロンドのストレートヘアに、エメラルドのようなグリーンアイ。あと、妹は生まれつき、強力な癒しの力を持っている。それは、マルフィール王家が求める、王子の婚約者候補の姿と、完全に一致していますね。
両親はフローラが成長するにつれ心配した。容姿、癒しの魔力ともに王家の求める婚約者候補に近づいていく娘が、このままだと王家に奪われてしまうのでは、と。
外へ出るときは、このメガネをかけて。
ブラウンのウィッグはどう？
あまり離さず、目立たないように。
そうして春から入学する魔法学園でも、目立たず、騒がず過ごす予定だった。はずなのに、学園一の有名人に知られてしまった。
これは、男同士の秘密だからな。ええ。学園でこの姿を知っているのは、私たち3人だけということですよね。
はい。秘密にしてくださると助かります。
わかりました。あなたの名前は？
フローラと申します。
フローラ。よろしくお願いしますね。
はい。学園の掲示板にも貼られるようになってる。
髪色以外は完全に一致しますね。
ちょっと、学園では話しかけないでくださいと兄を通してお伝えしたはずなんですが。
秘密を守ることは約束しましたが、話しかけないことについては了承していません。
入学式直後、大勢の前で話しかけられ、一言二言なのに注目を浴びたことを忘れられない。
入学おめでとう、フローラ。
せっかく目立たないように変装しているのに。申し訳ないんですけど、レイ様、あなたと関わると目立って仕方ないんですよ。
目立っているのは、 私だけのせいだとお思いですか、フローラ。君はウィッグとメガネだけで、その容姿を隠せているとでも？
お父様とお母様は地味になったと言ってたけど。
フローラ、あなたは今、ただの地味を装っている美少女です。
それは言い過ぎでは。
あなたの家族は、普段の美しい姿に目が慣れすぎてしまっているんですよ。少し歩きましょうか。私のような第三者の意見を早く取り入れればよかったのに。そもそも、オンラードの妹という時点で目立つんですよ。あの男は自覚ないみたいですが。
あの兄が目立つ存在だと？
ええ。
ニカ。
まず、転移魔法で通学している生徒なんて、オンラードだけです。ああ、今はあなたと二人ですね。
私たちだけ？なぜ皆さん転移魔法を使わないのですか？便利なのに。
フローラ。あんな高度な魔法、学園でも習いませんよ。
嘘。では皆さんどうやって通学を？
徒歩か馬車ですね。私は馬車です。
ポカー。まずい。通学手段の時点ですでに悪目立ちしていたなんて。まさか転移魔法が高度だったなんて知らなかった。我が家では幼い頃に叩き込まれたもの。今からでも馬車で。いいえ、我が家には馬車なんてないわ。どうすれば。
さらに言えばオンラードは、我が学園史上初の幻獣使いです。コバルディア家のベルで、あれもただの猫じゃない。幻獣、ケットシーでは。
まさか。いつの間にか我が家に住み着いて自然と飼い始めたけど、ただの猫のはず。まあ、少し賢い猫だとは思っていたけど、幻獣？そういえば、兄様にはよく動物が寄ってきていたわ。
女子にはモテないけど、動物にはモテるんだよな。
兄本人はベルデが幻獣だってことは。
おそらく気づいてないですね。幻獣については、生徒たちも気づいていません。学園の教員たちには周知されていますが。
兄が学園で目立ちまくってるのに気づいてなかったなんて、鈍感にも程があるわ。はぁ。
そんなオンラードの妹が入学してくると、とても話題になっていましたよ。入学してみれば、強力な癒しの力を持つ美少女で、私なんかよりもずっと目立ちますよね。
今まで普通、平凡だと思っていたものは一体何だったの？他にも普通ではない部分があるの？平凡だと思っていた父と母にも。私、目立ちたくなかったんです。
はい、知っています。
どうすればいいんでしょう。両親も兄もどこかおかしい。もちろん、そんな彼らを普通だと信じていた自分も。
フローラは、王子の婚約者候補になりたくない。だから目立ちたくないんですよね。
そうです。
でしたら、婚約者が、私ならどうですか？婚約相手が、私ならどうですか？
おっしゃってる意味がわからないのですが。
王子との婚約は嫌なのでしょう？私相手でも嫌ですか？
レイ様、婚約ですよ。
はい、そうです。
婚約っていうのは、結婚の約束なんですよ。
知っています。
結婚というのは、好きな者同士がするものであって、そう簡単には。
私は、フローラのことを好ましいと思っていますよ。
無表情で何を言っているの？
そもそもフローラは、なぜ王子の婚約者になりたくないのですか？王子がどのような人物かもわからないのに、どうしてそんなにも王家から逃げるのですか？
この子を差し出せば王家から報酬が出るぜ。
私は平凡な暮らしがしたいんです。
もうすでに平凡を逸してますが。
私はお父様やお母様のように普通に恋愛をして結婚をして普通の家庭を築きたいんです。お父様みたいに癒しの力を生かして治療院を開いたり。
普通の家庭に幻獣はいません。転移魔法を叩き込む親もいないんですよ。 ご存知ですか？
それでも、私にも理想の未来があるんです。愛のない婚約なんて、王子様でもレイ様でもできません。あなた、幻獣ケットシーなんだってね。
ああ、腹減った。フローラ、なんかない？ただいま、ベルデ
兄様、ベルデは幻獣なんですって。
いきなりなんだよ。
兄様は幻獣使いなんですって。
誰がそんなこと言ってんだ？
レイ様が。
うん。
あと、普通は転移魔法で通学したりしないんですって。
それは知ってる。でも俺らは、転移魔法しか通学手段ねえだろ。学校にも許可はもらってるし、問題ねえよ。
それのせいで私たちが異常に目立ってるの知ってた？
それは知らねえ。
ただいま。夕食を食べながら話をしましょう。お母さんは幻獣使いの村出身なの。はい、サラダどうぞ。ここからずっと西にある国の山に囲まれてる小さな村なの。村の人はみんな幻獣使いで、お母さんも偉大な幻獣使いの子孫。で、聖地巡礼に訪れたお父さんと恋に落ちちゃって、駆け落ち同然で結婚したの。
ねえ。
ねえ？幻獣使い？
聖地巡礼。僕は大昔の聖女様の末裔なんだ。ここからずっと東にある国の大神殿に仕えていたんだよ。聖地巡礼は大事な仕事で世界中回ったな。
ねえ。
懐かしいな。
うちの両親、全然普通じゃない。
もぐもぐもぐもぐ。
フローラ安心して。駆け落ち同然とは言ったけど、今はもう村にも神殿にも認めてもらっているから。まあ、当時は見つからないように迷いの森に家を構えて、なるべく普通の暮らしをしていたんだけど、オンラードとフローラが生まれて、二人とも魔力が桁外れに強かったから驚いたわ。
びっくりしたよな、母さん。オンラードは幻獣が向こうから寄ってくるし。
フローラはどんどん伝承の聖女様そっくりになっていくから、覚醒遺伝かしらねって話してたのよ。ねえ。はあ、そんなのんきに言われても。なるべく普通の生活を送らせてあげたかったから何も言わなかったんだけど。そっか。もうあなたたち普通じゃないのね。
俺たちすでに目立ちまくってるらしいぞ。
それは困るな。フローラは王家に目をつけられてしまうからな。
フローラがまだ小さい頃、国中に探し人の触れが出た。探し人は王子の婚約者候補であり、見つかれば結婚することになる。目立つ容姿のフローラはすぐに噂になった。たまたま街に買い物に出ていた時に、
聖女みたいな少女だって王家が手放すはずがないよな。強い治癒力があるんだって。飼い殺しにされるんじゃないか。おいあんた、よく顔を見せてみんな。容姿は探し人と同じだな。差し出してみればわかるんじゃないか。報酬が出るんだろ。怖い。
逃げるぞ。
その日から、私は容姿を隠すことにした。ウィッグとメガネじゃ隠せてないって言われたわ。え、あんなに地味になるのに？っていうか、そんなこと誰に言われたの？その人はフローラの本当の姿を見たってことよね。実は。全然頭に入ってこないわ。
ケットシーなら、幻獣大図鑑56ページですよ。
レイ様。
おや、昨日のように驚いたり嫌がったりしないのですね。
もう諦めました。ページ数まで覚えているのですか？
一度読んだ本は覚えていますよ。ほら。
ベルデだわ。
ベルデですね。ね。
ずっと普通の猫だと思ってたのに、悔しい。今朝はもう2本足で歩いてたし。レイ様、悔しいけれど、うちは普通じゃありませんでした。
認めましたね。
母は幻獣使いの村出身で、父は聖女の末裔でした。
それは本当ですか？
本当です。はあ、
そうですか。 あなたたちは本当おかしすぎる。
ちょっとレイ様、図書館ですよ。
すみません。こちらの想像をはるかに超えていたので。
何をそこまで、お腹を抱えて笑うほど。レイ様も、こんな風に笑うんだ。レイ様、このことも秘密にしてくださいよ。
当たり前です。こんなこと、誰にも言えない。
入学直後の実技試験、結果発表。目立ちませんようにって、あんなに手加減したのに。そもそもコバルディア家では、魔法を使うことは日常だった。かまどやオーブンは魔法で点火しているし、風呂にも魔法で湯を張っている。濡れた髪は魔法で風を起こして乾かしていた。魔法で火をつけることも、水を生み出すことも、風を起こすことも当たり前にできていた。試行錯誤しながら初級魔法を習得していく同級生たちを見て、自分のズレを日々再確認したのだけど。
うわ、ミスった。
そして、座学順位表では最下位。恥ずかしい。これはこれで目立つ。あの子、座学最下位だって。
笑っちゃう。大したことないんじゃん。レイ様も幻滅したんじゃない？
レイ様のファンね。怖っ。図書館でレイ様といたことも噂になっていたし、私への当たりがますますきつくなっている。
いい気になってるからよ。
実技が1位なんてさすがですね、フローラ。
レイ様？
何でもありません。しかし、座学が最下位ですか。どうしてこうなるのですか、あなたたちは。
あなたたちって、まさか兄様も？
そうです。オンラードも実技は飛び抜けているのに、座学はいつも最下層をうろうろしています。
兄弟揃ってまた目立ってしまった。なんか座学って頭に入ってこないんですよね。
オンラードと同じことを言ってますね。
小さい頃から魔法は感覚で使ってきて、それでいいと思ってしまっていたのよね。でも最下位はまずいですよね。
トップと最下位同時に取ったんだって。
最下位？それもすげえ。フローラ、図書館へ行きましょう。私が勉強を教えて差し上げます。
話してください。なぜレイ様が怒ってるんですか？
あんな風に言われて悔しくないんですか、あなたは。
それは悔しくないわけじゃないけど、でも図書館はダメだわ。もう十分目立ってるのに。他にどこか。ではうちでお願いします。
あなた方がそれでよければ。
決まりですね。放課後兄を捕まえて家まで来てくださいね。では。
フローラ、お前絶対に許さねえ。
兄様お帰り。レイ様ようこそコバルディア家。
お前が最下位だっただけだろ。なんで俺まで勉強会するんだよ。
オンラードも同じようなものだからです。さあ、やりましょう。参考書を持ってきました。ウィッグとメガネは外したのですね。
ええ、家の中ですし。何ですか？ウィッグをかぶった方がいいですか？
いえ、そのままで。まず二人のノートを見せてください。あなたたち。講義ちゃんと聞いてますか？ノートに何も書いてないじゃないですか。
講義は聞いてますよ。ノートに書く必要性がわからないだけで、魔法は使えますし。
俺の場合、講義中も窓から鳥が遊びに来るんだよな。
話にならない。 先生方は講義中に、ここは大事ですから覚えるようにと強調する部分があります。最下位が嫌なら、それだけはノートに書きましょう。わかりましたか？オンラードは論外です。鳥と遊ばず講義を聞きなさい。さあ、勉強しますよ。おう。
なんか私、賢くなった気がする。すごく疲れたけど。
俺も、次の試験はそこそこいける気がするわ。めっちゃ疲れたけど。
それは良かったです。それでは私はそろそろ帰るとしましょう。オンラード。
今日はこんなに遅くまでありがとうございました。このお礼は必ず。
お礼は、あなたのクッキーとその姿で十分ですよ。
この姿？
ええ、約束です。またお邪魔してもよろしいですか？
こんな普通の家でもよければ、いつでもどうぞ。
あなたがいるだけでも、この家は普通ではありませんよ。それでは。
見た目に反して、おせっかいな人。理屈っぽいけど、親切な人。ホワイトブロンドの子、結構いるような。学園内でも数人見かけるぐらいなら、国全体はもっといるはず。なら、王家が探してるのは私じゃないのかも。なんだ。
何がですか？
なぜここがわかったんですか？
フローラの教室に行ってみたら、あなたは屋上に向かったと聞いたので。
一年の教室まで行ったんですか？
あなたにおめでとうと伝えたかったのですよ。
どうも、ありがとうございます。この間、第2回目の実力試験の結果が張り出された。実技試験は、今回も学年1位のところに、私の名前があった。そして、あれからずっと勉強会でレイ様に教えてもらった座学はというと、あんなの、おかしいです。前回最下位の人間が少し勉強しただけで1位になるなんて。
少しではありませんよ。フローラは毎日何時間も勉強したじゃないですか。私の指導付きで。その結果、あなたは満点を取っただけです。何もおかしくない。これでフローラのことを大したことないなんて言える人間はいなくなったでしょう。
レイ様が気にすることじゃないのに。変な人。私なんて大したことない人間で間違いないんですよ。世間知らずですし、魔力は生活のために役立てているだけです。勉強だってレイ様から教えてもらえなければ1位なんて取れませんでしたし。
それなら、毎回1位になれるように教えましょう。
私は別に1位でなくても。
王子の婚約者候補が何を言ってるのですか？
それなんですけど、見てください。王家のおっしゃるホワイトブロンドの子って結構いるんです。中には緑の瞳で癒しの力を持つ娘もいるはずです。おかしいと思っていたんですよね。私はずっと森に住んでいて、王家と接触したことも全くないんです。だからきっと、私ではない違う人を探して。
あなたですよ。フローラ以外ありえません。
どうしてですか？
私が、そう思うから。知っていますか？街では髪をホワイトブロンドに染めるのが流行ってるんですよ。緑の瞳を持つ少女が髪を染めて、魔術の家庭教師に高い金を払い、治癒魔法を習うのです。
どうしてわざわざそんなことを？
それだけ、王子の婚約者候補になりたいという者は多いのです。条件を揃えれば、自分も婚約者になれるかもしれないと勘違いしてね。
違うんですか？
違いますね。王子の心奪われた相手が、たまたまそのような姿をしていただけでしょう。
つまり、王家が探している少女は、王子と会ったことがあるということだ。なら、私には王子の記憶がないので、やはり人違いでは？
いえ、あなたです。王子は、髪がブラウンでも、メガネをかけていても何でもいいのですよ。あなたがあなたであるのなら。
なぜ、レイ様はここまで言い切れるのだろう。なぜ、王子が心奪われているのが、私だと知っているのだろう。なぜ。 ねえ兄様、レイ様ってどこに住んでいて、ご両親は何してる人なのか知ってる？
知らね
いつも兄様が転移魔法でレイ様を送っていってるでしょ？
え。あいつが学園に戻ればいいって言うから学園前だよ。何お前、そんなにレイに興味あんの？
そもそもなんで兄様とレイ様は仲がいいの？全然タイプ違うじゃない。
あいつから話しかけてくるんだよ。俺もお前と同じ珍獣枠だよ。
なるほど。以前いきなり家に呼んだことがあったのはどうして？
レイからはずっと俺ん家に来てみたいって言われてたからだよ。
私がレイ様を見てみたいって言ったからだけじゃなかったんだ。
俺らもあいつん家聞いて行ってみるか。案外普通に家の中に入れてくれるかも。
ダメ！
びっくりした。なんでダメなんだよ。
だってレイ様の家はもしかしたら城かもしれない。確かめるには。後日、いつもの勉強会。
勉強しすぎて疲れた。
よく頑張りました。
今日は私がレイ様を送ることにします。いいですよね？
構いませんよ。では、よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。いつ見てもあなた方の転移魔法は素晴らしい。
いえ、ここからは、あの馬車ですか？
はい。カバンだけ預けてきますね。今日は歩いて帰ります。
普通の馬車だわ。王家の紋章とかは入ってないみたいね。
さて、帰り道はあっちです。フローラ、行きましょうか。
どうして私も？
だってあなたは、私の後をつけるつもりだったのでしょ？顔に出てますよ。
バレてる。そんなに私がおかしいですか？
いえ、私の素性に興味を持ってくれたのが嬉しくて。
嬉しいですか？後をつけようとしただなんて迷惑そのものでは？
フローラにされて迷惑なことなどありませんよ。あなたとこんな風に歩ける日が来るなんて、嬉しいです。
変な人。変な人。
このまま家にもご招待したいくらいですが。
いつの間にか騎士団本部や王立図書館、中央公園の近くまで歩いてきてたのね。そしてこんな場所にレイ様のご自宅があるのですか？
はい。どうしますか？うちは歓迎しますが。
これはもういえ、帰ります。この人は。
そうですか。それではまた。
理屈っぽくっておせっかいで親切な、私の正体を知っているこの人は。
ただいま。今王子の大本命は2年生のシーナ、次点が3年のカロン、1年のアルセらしい。王家は王子の婚約者候補を絞ったからあのお触れを取り下げたんだって。婚約したのかもとかご成婚目前らしいぞ。
掲示板から王家の探し人の張り紙がなくなったのだ。
捜索を切り上げたようですね。
なぜでしょう？
探し人の捜索は王子が一人で指揮をしていました。探す必要がなくなったからでは？
昨日思ったんですけど、レイ様もレイ様のお家も普通じゃないですよね。
お互い平凡とは程遠いですね、フローラ。
王家が探し人の張り紙を取り下げた事件は学園に通う生徒たちへ大きな反響を呼び、噂話が広がった。それは本人たちの想像以上にデタラメな尾ひれをつけてどんどん膨らんでいった。
レイも来たぞ。
はあ、シーナ、カロン、アルゼ、皆知らない方ばかりですね。
知らねえのかレイ。おまけに3人とも美人で金持ち。さすがの王子もこれには迷うよな。
王子は迷いません。
ぱり2年の椎名かな。一番金持ちらしいし、地毛もホワイトブロンドに近いらしい。フローラよかったな。お前は王家から逃げ切れそうだぞ。
もしそうなら、王子は椎名のような育ちの良いご令嬢と婚約し、結婚するのだろうか。私は一体、誰と恋愛して結婚するのだろう。それは、平凡で幸せな、私の理想なのだろうか。お母様は、なぜお父様と駆け落ちしたの？
なーにフローラ急に。
だって、村には他にも男の人はいたわけでしょ？わざわざ駆け落ちまでしたのはなんでかなって。
お母さんは、結婚するなら、この人以外考えられないって思ったから。この人じゃないと嫌だって思っちゃったのよね。私もお父さんも。だから、結婚しちゃった。
フローラ以外ありえません。
椎名様、ご婚約はいつになりますの？
椎名様、王家からはどのようなお話が？椎名様、王子様ってどんなお方？私、まだ何も知らないの。ごめんなさいね。
あれは大変だろうな。
なるほど。あの少女が椎名ですね。
なんか、椎名様も噂のせいで大変そうですね。
彼女を気の毒に思うのなら、フローラが名乗り出ればいい。覚悟は決まりませんか？
私は、お母様みたいに、この人以外考えられないっていう人と、普通に恋愛をして結婚したいんです。ここのところ、毎晩寝る前に考える。王子とはいつ出会っていたのだろうか。婚約者候補として探し求められるほどのことを王子にしたのだろうか。何も覚えていない私は、わからないことばかり。そう。知らないことが多すぎる。それに、まともに話したことのある男子生徒というのも、レイ様一人だけ。だからこんなに毎日、レイ様のことばかり考えてしまうのかも。それなら、他の男子とももっと話してみるべきではないだろうか。学園には他にも男子がいるのだから、いろいろな人と話してみて。普通の恋愛をして、普通の結婚を、
そういうことなら、私と恋愛をしましょう。
ダメだ。レイ様がこんなことをするから。やっぱり、彼のことしか見えなくなってしまう。その日から、学園は2つの噂で湧き立った。王家が王子と椎名の婚約を進めているという噂。そして、レイとフローラが付き合い始めた。という噂。噂に疲れたわ。コバルディア家の周りにある迷いの森。行きは良くても帰りは必ず迷ってしまうため、帰宅するためには転移魔法が必須になる。故に、コバルディア家の子供たちは小さな頃から転移魔法を叩き込まれていた。めったに他の人は来ないから、一人になりたいときはいいのよね。今は特にアプリコットやマンダリンが実って取り放題だし。久しぶり、フローラ。
美味しそうなアプリコットね。あっちに野いちごがあったわ。
こんにちは。皆さんもお一つずつどうぞ。迷いの森を歩くと、こうやって森の妖精やドリアードなどから声をかけられる。そういえば、これも母たちの幻獣使いの家族だからなのかしら。妖精たちは昔からとても友好的だし。これもレイ様に知られたら、また普通じゃないって言われそうだわ。またレイ様のことを。
今日はあの子がいないね。
背の高いあの子、
メガネをかけたあの子。
レイ様のことね。今日は来なかったの。来なかったのね。寂しいわ。やっぱ。今度いつ来る？近いうちにまた来ると思うわ。会いたいわ。懐かしい。賢いあの子。懐かしい。懐かしいってどういうこと？大きくなったわ。泣いてたあの子。死にそうだったあの子。死にそうだった？レイ様が？フローラ、またね。さようなら。アプリコットありがとう。どういうこと？
とても美味しいです。ありがとうございます、フローラ。
お口に合ってよかったです。このサンドイッチのジャムは迷いの森に実るアプリコットで作ったんです。じー。
そうですか。見過ぎですよ。何かありましたか、フローラ。
何があったのか聞いていいものだろうか。必然的に彼の口から素性を聞き出すことになる。そうなるともう後戻りができないのでは。
フローラ、本当にどうしました？何があったのです？
レイ様の瞳が心の奥まで覗き込まれそうで、私はもっと知りたくなってしまった。いえ、もうずっと知りたかった。私のことを強く求めていた。重いものを背負っている彼のことを。レイ様は森で妖精に会ったことがありますか？
はい。会いました。妖精と、天使にも。レイノル・マルフィール。この国の王子として生を受けた私は、生まれつき体がとても弱かった。
あの子じゃ跡継ぎにはなれない。
早く側室を迎えて、第二王子を。
しかし、王はこの母子を愛してらっしゃる。
この子さえいなければ。
寒い。足が痛い。胸が苦しい。ここはどこ？あれは迷いの花だ。森の妖精もいる。もう歩けない。
大丈夫？
この子死にそう。
私たちが迷わせたから死んでしまう。どうしよう。
ああ、私はここで死ぬのか。天使が迎えに来てくれた。やっと楽になれる。ありがとう。
ええ、今すぐ楽にしてあげる。大丈夫よ。
甘い焼き菓子の匂いがする。
あなたが元気になりますように。
優しくて温かい。
気分はどう？
息ができる。胸の痛みが消えている。足も動く。でも、信じられないほど、いい気分だ。
よかった。
一度家に帰るか。俺の服を貸してやるよ。
そうね。眩しいから目をつぶっていて。
何？うわ！
まるで、おとぎ話のような世界だった。嘘のように楽になった体。天使の笑顔。少年とのたわいない話。12年間生きてきて、初めての穏やかな時間は、あっという間で。
じゃあ、元気でな。名前。
父の捜査で、犯人はすぐに捕まったが、森の少女は見つからなかった。国中に捜索の通達を出し、見つけた者には褒美まで用意し、その間私は再会を願いながら、勉学と魔法の習得に励んだ。そして、あの日から3年後の春、少女の兄を見つけた。
レイ。
ああ、レイ・クレシエンテだ。よろしく。父を説得し、正体を隠し通すなら、との条件付きで、名前を偽って入学した。
妹？茶髪でメガネかけてる地味なやつだよ。なんで聞くんだよ。
そうか。そして、2年が経った頃。
レイ、うち来たいって言ってただろ？今日来るか？レイの話をしたら妹が、会ってみたいって言うんだよ。でも、普通の家だからな。期待するなよ。
まさか向こうから、会ってみたいと思ってくれるなんて。期待するに決まっている。あの時は気づかなかったけど、家に結界が貼ってある。そりゃ見つからないはずだ。甘い匂い。あの日と同じ。天使が、いる。君に、会いたかった。やっと、会えた。
今度城で、椎名と王子の婚約お披露目が行われるらしい。
またデタラメな話ね。最近の兄様は椎名様のことばかりだわ。
俺は、指先をちょっと切っただけなんだよ。なのに椎名は、すっげー時間かけて、慣れない治癒魔法で一生懸命直してくれて、可愛いんだよ、椎名って。
男の人は、介抱してくれた人を好きになっちゃうのかしら。
そんなわけないでしょ。
フローラ、お前分かってねえな。
ごめんなさい。だって、レイ様も兄様もそうじゃない。この間屋上で5年前の少年が王子でレイ様だったと聞いた。兄様はまだ知らない。
フローラ、介抱は出会いの一つに過ぎません。誰と出会ったかが全てなのです。
俺、出会っちゃったのかな、椎名と。椎名の笑顔が、見たいな。
兄様。
嘘つき、王子の婚約者なんて嘘じゃない。嘘ばっかり。うっとうしいのよ、あんた。
おい、何してんだ。椎名をいじめるんじゃねえ。ふん。
オンラードもなかなかやりますね。
でも、兄様には高嶺の花ですよ。椎名様は王子の婚約者候補になりたい人なんですもの。
そうでしょうか。彼女は、私との婚約にあまり乗り気ではないように見えます。控えめな彼女の態度と比べ、噂の広がり方が異常ですし、おおよそ裏で親が糸を引いているのでしょ
う。親が、そういうこともあるのね。
オンラードの気持ちはわかりますよ。私もフローラが大したことないなんて陰口を言われているときは我慢なりませんでした。
ありがとうございます。レイ様が私の代わりに怒ってくれたから、私は気に病まず済みました。
フローラは、私のことをどう思っているのですか？
レイ様を？真面目で、おせっかいな人。理屈っぽくて、神出鬼没な変わり者。だけど、優しい人。私は、レイ様しか知らないんです。レイ様がいつもそばにいるから。だから、レイ様以外は考えられない。けれど、レイノル様の隣へ立つ勇気は、ないんです。
私以外、考えられないと言いましたね。
はい。
最高の気分です。私は、待つことにします。あなたがいつか、ウィッグを被らなくなる日まで。いつまでも。誤解ではありませんけどね。
レイ様は黙って、シーナ様は待って。シーナ様、この間は兄の怪我を治してくださって、ありがとうございました。いえ、私がぶつかったせいで
せてしまったので、私のせいなのです。
ふわふわしてて、なんて可愛い。
オンラード様はさっきも、責められて当然の私を助けてくださったのです。なんとお礼を言っていいか。もう、嫌なんです。注目を浴びるのも、髪を染め続けるのも、嘘をつくのも、ごまかすのも、全部、嫌なのに、両親に口止めされて。
あ、今ここに兄様がいたら、椎名様。兄は椎名様をずっと心配していました。椎名様の笑顔が見たいと言っていたんです。
私の？
はい。兄は椎名様の一番の味方だと思うんです。もし都合がよろしければ、放課後うちへ来ませんか？
なんで
椎名様は私が誘ったの。屋上で泣いていたから。
泣いてた？どうしてシーナ、何かあったのか？
オンラード様。
ここはオンラードに任せて、二人っきりにしてあげましょう。
はい。兄様は椎名様の笑顔を見られるでしょうか？
問題なさそうな気はしますね。まだ帰れないでしょ？私の家へ来ませんか？庭のバラが見頃ですよ。
いいえ。それって、マルフィール城じゃないですか！無理ですよ！
変装もしてますし、バレませんよ。
そうじゃなくて、場違いです！
大丈夫ですよ。王子の友人として迎え入れましょう。さあ。父上、こちらはフローラ、私の友人です。
ほう。お前が身分を明かすほど信頼しているご友人か。
フローラ・コバルディアと申します。はじめまして。
フローラさん、そう固くならず。いきなり呼び出して悪かったね。息子が友人を連れてくるのは初めてで驚いたのでね。
フローラはバラを見に来ただけです。まさか王と面会することになるとは思ってもなかったので、緊張しているのですよ。
フローラさんは、綺麗な緑の瞳をしていますね。
ありがとうございます。
して、あなたの髪は何色なのかな？
ご覧の通り、茶色ですよ、父上。
そうか。まだ茶色か。フローラさん、せっかくなので城を楽しんで。またいつでも遊びに来てくださいね。
バレてるじゃないですか。
バレてましたね。でも大丈夫ですよ。
もう、レイ様の大丈夫は何も信用できません。
まあ、レイノル、その方は？
もしかして、王妃様。
はい、私の母です。
レイノルが女の子を連れてくる日が来るなんて。
はじめまして、フローラ・コバルディアと申します。
なんて美しいグリーンアイなのでしょう。でも、なぜ髪の色が茶色なの？あなたの髪はホワイトブロンドで。
母上、フローラの髪は茶色です。
あら、茶色も可愛らしくてとっても似合っているわ。まあまあ。
やっぱり王妃様にもバレてる。
フローラさん、ありがとう。あの日レイノルを助けてくれて。城が平和なのも、あなたのおかげよ。ずっとお礼を申し上げたかったの。
私も父も母も髪色などはどうでもいいのです。フローラがフローラであるのなら。羨ましいですね。
レイ様も人を羨ましいなどと思うんですね。
私はずっとあなた方兄弟を羨ましいと思っていますよ。
まさか。
迷いの森で助けられたあの日からずっとコバルディア家に憧れてやみません。
ダメですよ。レイ様が私たち相手にそんなことを言っては。
例えば あの者たちを見ても羨ましいと思いますよ。普通の、平凡な毎日を送っている者たちが、私は心から羨ましい。私はどうしても、普通の結婚をすることは無理なので、フローラの理想を叶えることができない。
レイ様？
私は、そろそろ学園を去ります。
今、なんて。
もともとあなた方と接触するために無理を言って入学したので、私は、我が国ただ一人の王子ですから、父は危険を伴う場外への通学を心配していました。
いつですか？
フローラ。
恋愛をしましょうって言ってくれたじゃないですか。待つって言ってくれたのに、レイ様が学園を辞めてしまったら、もう会えないじゃないですか。
だから、会いに来てください。フローラが私の元へ来てくれるまで、城でいつまでも待っています。
城で待つのは、レイノル様でしょ。私はその勇気がないと。
それでも待っています。ずっと、フローラだけを。
フローラさん、大丈夫？元気がないようだけど。
お昼どうするの？よかったら一緒に食べようよ。
俺なら、君を一人にしないのに。
王子様の気まぐれで振り回されてひどいよな。
いえ、昼は兄たちと過ごすので大丈夫です。
何よあの子。レイ様がいなくなった途端あれよ。捨てられてかわいそうだからじゃない？そうね、かわいそう。
大丈夫か、フローラ。レイがいなくなって一月、ずっと元気ないだろう。
フローラさん、大変そうですね。
男どもが遠慮なくやってくるもんな。モテてたんだな、フローラ。
ランチは兄たちと食べるって言うと、諦めてもらえるの。すごく助かってるわ。二人ともありがとう。
レイの牽制にはかなわないけどな。
レイ様はそばにいて、ずっと守ってくれていたんだわ。
でもお前待望の普通の相手だらけだろ。いいやついたか？
いいやつ？
いませんか？フローラさんの理想通りの方は。
レイ様以外の誰かと。私の理想って何だっただろう。普通を望んでいたはずなのに、平凡な人生を送りたかったはずなのに。心が望むものは、私はレイ様に心惹かれている。今は無性に会いたくてたまらない。来てしまった。マルフィール城に。勇気も覚悟も何もないまま。レイ様に何と言えば。
ただ会いたかったと言えばいいんです。私は会いたかったですよ、フローラ。
なぜ、私が来たと分かったんですか？
庭園に制服姿の少女がいると報告を受けました。
レイ様、ごめんなさい。
なぜ謝るのですか？
私、普通がいいとか、平凡でいたいとか言っておいて、レイ様がいないとダメでした。あんなにお触れから逃げていたのに、レイ様にもひどいことを言ってしまいました。
いいえ、私が悪かったのです、フローラ。お触れであなたを振り回してしまった。いい
え、レイ様が探してくれたから出会えたんです。あなたのおかげで変わりたいと思うことができた。ただ会いたくて飛んできてしまいました。
フローラ。
この人じゃないとダメだと今ははっきりとわかる。
来てくれてありがとう。
後日、王子と少女の婚約が無事になされたという知らせが国中に広がった。フローラは王子レイノルの婚約者になったが、 依然として迷いの森から魔法学園へ通学する普通の毎日を送っている。変わったことといえば、
おかえり、フローラ。
ただいま、レイ様。転移魔法を習得し、自由に行き来できるようになったレイ様から、遠慮がなくなった。
そういえばフローラ、魔法学園の噂を聞きましたよ。聖女が現れたと。
一番変わったこと。それは私自身。自分を偽ることをやめたのだ。手加減していた魔法も、今では全力で解放している。私、聖女じゃないんですけど。
聖女の末裔ですけどね。カバン持ちます。
やりすぎたでしょうか。
どんどん平凡からかけ離れていきますね。
私も、平凡じゃなくてもいいんです。それだと、レイ様と一緒にいることはできないでしょ。私はレイ様がいいので。
私も、フローラがいいですよ。フローラ、愛しています。さあ、行きましょう。オンラードたちが待っています。
私はもう、あるがままで、レイ様のそばにいられる。この癒しの力も隠さなくていい。なら、レイ様を救えたように、もっと多くの人を救えるのかもしれない。
フローラ。
はい。
No, wait. I don't know, I'm just gonna do exposure therapy. So, I'm gonna be like done, and then I also have like an allergy doctor's appointment, which is gonna suck. So, I'm definitely like tomorrow, I think I'm like low-key, like just gonna die. Yeah. Like I'm trying to like really get ready for it. But I don't like, I don't know, like maybe exposure therapy is actually not going to be as like bad as I think it's going to be. But I just expect it to be like super tough. And then also I have this like allergy doctor's appointment like right after. So it's like I don't have much like time to like calm down. And I also don't know how long the doctor's appointments take. So yeah, I don't know, just a lot of stuff. But yeah, so Wednesday at 7. I put it in like both my calendars, so I'm gonna be there. So you hope you will be healthy because you have normal temperature. Eat normally and the symptoms gradually go away. That's nice. That's nice. I hope with you. I feel like flying while sick is gonna be really annoying. But yeah, I hope with you. But I mean, to be honest, that you like already have like normal temperature, that you eat normally, it's like a good sign, right? Like it's Monday, you plan to fly on the weekend, like seems good. But how's your mental health doing, Alex, with being sick on vacation now? Like I'm sure you planned something different. And probably you also don't have like too many vacation days, right, from your like normal job. So how does that influence you? I take antidepressants. That's all okay. How do you feel with antidepressants, by the way? We like last stream, I think, or the day before, or the stream before, I'm not entirely sure. But in one of the last streams, we actually talked about antidepressants, and I don't know, like they're like my personal experiences with antidepressants were shit. And I don't know, we definitely like the more common, I guess, like opinion was like, doesn't, I don't know, like not really nice. So how's your experience? Like, do you have a good experience with antidepressants? Oh, nice. Okay. So how does it, like, do you want to share how it feels, or like how it helps you? And also, by any chance, like, so I like put this in like sort of like a note in my head, more detailed. Do you have like tricyclic ones, or do you have like the, I know, the regular, like the others? I know there's like tricyclic ones, and then there's the usual ones. I don't know. So which ones do you have? Oh, so sweet of you. I appreciate it. And I have not heard of that one actually. It's an SSRI one, so not a tricyclic one. Interesting, okay. So you just worry less? So like less overthinking, less anxiety? Do you know if you take like a low dosage or like a high dosage? And do you want to, like, you can, by the way, like with all of these questions and with everything in the stream, of course, you can always say like you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to share. Or like any of that. Like if any of these questions go sort of like too far, too in detail, or it's just something where you like don't feel comfortable with sharing them, then just say that, okay? It's, I don't know, like it's definitely like it's always fine and encouraged to say no. Just making sure you're aware. Medium dosage. Do you have any sort of like negative side effects? Because I personally, but I was taking the tricyclic ones. I had like, I don't know, I had like so many side effects. Like I really felt like so tired and sleepy, exhausted. I had like less appetite, and I felt like, I don't know, I didn't feel like things were as much fun as they were before. And I really like, I felt like I'm lacking empathy even. Like I felt like I'm a worse person. I don't know why, but damn. That's awesome. Like that's awesome for you, Alex, honestly. Like I'm so glad you have a good experience and don't have any side effects. Because like, yeah, like I know, like for me this was like so much different. So good for you. Are you also in like therapy as well to sort of like work on yeah, whatever is sort of like taking you to depression? And hello Irfan, welcome back. How you doing? How have you been since last time? Just give me a second, I quickly need to... Ah. I heard my phone like vibrating with like a notification. I naively expected it would be something important, but it was like some app which I haven't how you say this? I haven't denied them the notification rights yet. Really a beginner mistake. You're good? I'm glad. I'm sort of trying to remember the last time we talked, Irfan, and how you've been when like the last time we talked. But I don't know, like the last week, so much has happened. It feels so far away. Like usually I remember like low-key the conversations. So, but if you give me a hint, I will definitely remember again. If you can give me a hint. I don't know if you remember. But that's why I'm asking, like, if you could give me a hint, that would probably like instantly bring back my memory. But yeah, I just did too much the last week. No, I don't do talk therapy. Maybe I need to though. Huh, okay, that's interesting. Like, I don't know, like, hopefully you don't mind me asking, because to me, I usually, I thought that you always need to, because antidepressants is something you get from a therapist, right? Like, at least, like, here in the Netherlands, it's like antidepressants are something you get from a psychiatrist or, like, a therapist. Depending on you can't get it from like any therapist, but like, you know, like from the like higher up ones, but usually like a psychiatrist. So it's like, how did you get to the point of getting the antidepressants if you've never been in therapy? Like, how does that work? Like, is the system different where you live? Because I personally have thought that antidepressants, or like the way I sort of have seen antidepressants being used in the Dutch system, is that they're always sort of like a bridge until you like resolve it with regular therapy, because they're not something you want to like take for like longer than you need to. But I have definitely like heard of cases, usually like from America, but I mean, I don't know, like America is also just like a really big country, right? So obviously there's more cases there. But I have heard of cases there where like antidepressants are sort of like, yeah, like given out as sort of like a fix of depression, where it's like the antidepressant's not like fixing depression, right? It's sort of like putting on like it's not like killing the issue at the root type situation. But it's more treating it like a disease, where I do believe, like, I guess it like sort of depends on like who you talk to, right? And definitely also depends on like the person, because I heard that like some people actually can just be depressive because they like lack certain like I think hormones. But for most people it's just because of like some like emotional root, which then is resolved in therapy while you take antidepressants. And like at some point where you have like resolved this, you get off of the antidepressants and then like hopefully like manage on your own again. So how did that process work for you? Because yeah, I don't know, like for me, like it made so much sense, right? Because also like from the experience I heard from antidepressants, there were always like side effects. Like for me, like huge side effects where like nobody's taking this like nilly-willy, just like out of free will for like longer than they need to. But yeah, I mean, fair. Like if it works that well for you, it's like, damn. Like there's no like motivation just like out of nowhere, right, to like get off of them again, because like there's no side effects. Oh, true. They talk about unconditional love. Yeah. And like how we sort of like, we actually were discussing with unconditional love, with like letting we were having like a slide, like yeah, I don't entirely know, but like I guess like a misunderstanding, you could say, about how like not reciprocated love is like good or bad, I guess. Where we then in essence afterwards like all came to the conclusion that it's like it can be like a really it's a really like helpful thing to sort of get over a love and like yeah, essentially like to be rejected and sort of like get over it, because it can like teach you a lot about yourself and you can learn a lot. And then yeah, but not, and this was the misunderstanding we had, not like stick to it but actually like get over it, because that was the part where I feel like we sort of like split up in the conversation. Because I was like, oh, like not reciprocated love, like always bad. Like if you like keep that shit and like don't get over it, ooh. And yeah, in the end we like both meant to like get over it. So, but we also like we talked about this because you wanted to talk to a friend, right? So how did that go? Like, did you end up doing it? Well, I had a crisis in life and got antidepressants prescribed to me. I recover now, started to work, etc., and I plan to finish the course of antidepressants soon. Okay. But that means your trail, like your sort of progress or path of recovery is just taking the antidepressants, no? Because you are not in like any like therapy, no? Like I'm sorry if these questions seem like a bit like doubling up on questions we had before, but I really just want to make clear that I understand you correctly. Since we live in like different systems, right? So like the system in the Netherlands just like works way different. And I don't want to end up assuming anything like wrong about a different country. Okay. It's like, to me, that actually is a little bit like worrying. Like, I'm not a mental health professional, so like, it's like there might be like absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? Like that, just to clarify on this. But it's just, to me personally, it's like I sort of wonder and worry a little bit if you have like sort of like actually like overcome the crisis then. Because if the only thing making you overcome that crisis is the antidepressants, then once you get like off of them, it's gonna get worse again, no? So I'm sort of like, is that what's gonna happen? Or like, is it really like a crisis where like once you like sort of like get back into your life, it's like resolved, sort of? And you just needed that like starting sort of like motivation. But yeah, I just sort of like, I really hope the like root cause is actually like tackled before you get out of like off of the antidepressants, because otherwise like the whole thing is gonna start again, no? Yeah, I haven't told her yet because I didn't get to meet her yet. Waiting for her response. I asked her if we can meet sometime. I want to talk to you. Okay. Do you think it's taking longer with her response than usually? Because like sometimes people get like really, I don't know, like really scared, right? If people say like, I need to talk to you. It's like there's like so many like memes about it and like TikToks, right? Because it's like one of those things like, I don't know, which in our, I feel like weirdly in our culture is getting so much of this like side note of like doom is coming. Hello, Wolves of World. Oh, why did I read that off? Wolves World. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? I hope not. This crisis was due to the uncertain situation in my life. I didn't sleep properly, worried a lot, etc. Now I'm in a more stable life situation. Okay. Is it sort of okay when I like sort of like ask a few questions to get like a clearer picture of this? Like, do you think that could maybe like help you too? Just from my like point of perspective, like having gone through like therapy and like antidepressants and stuff like this. To sort of, I don't know, like maybe I can like, I don't know, like pinpoint some markers here which give you some guidance or whatever. Let's see where we get. Okay. So to me, I feel like figuring out if the problem was actually like is now done when you get off the antidepressants or isn't, and you should get actual therapy first, maybe. I feel like it's a really important one, right? And I feel like the way I would go about this is sort of like try to figure out, okay, like what aspects of your life brought you to this crisis? What aspects of your life are now helping you to not be in that crisis anymore? And which of these are possible effects by the medication only? And which of these are actually like effects which won't leave you once the medication leaves you? So if you say it was due to the uncertain situation in my life, that like doesn't like entirely tell me if it's something which is like over, or if it's maybe because of the following symptoms you say, right? Because you, for example, you say like you didn't sleep properly and you worried a lot, etc., which to me sounds like sort of like stress, anxiety, overthinking. So stress, anxiety, overthinking are definitely things which like affects by antidepressants. So like if you don't take, like if you haven't resolved the issue why you have been stressing, overthinking, or worrying, or if it's just like a thing where like you are just an anxious person, so it's also not resolved, right? It's a thing where I personally would expect that if you stop the medication, you will again worry, be anxious, and like maybe not sleep properly. And this doesn't need to be like this, right? There's definitely the possibility that because you haven't worried and like slept properly and like all of this, right? That you now sort of like trained the habit into man. So, okay, I'm back. Yeah, I noticed, but I noticed way too late, I think. So the last sort of like a few seconds I was saying, like, I hope everything before that you got, and if this doesn't make sense to you, then let me know, because then you apparently didn't get the part before. But what I'm essentially meaning is like there's still a possibility that just by taking the like antidepressants, you sort of got out of this habit of like expecting worse from the world, and now have sort of trained that like the world is actually sort of safe, and like you're like you don't need to worry and stuff like this. So it can actually mean that you just now get out of it, and like you just stop the medication, and this like I guess like these positive thoughts are so trained into you that you just you know, it's like fine. At the same time, usually, like, it means that you stop the medication like slowly, because if you stop the medication like not slowly, you will probably have like a sort of like withdrawal symptoms, which in essence can be depression. So, but yeah, like with sleeping properly and worrying, that's definitely symptoms of like stress, anxiety, overthinking, which are all symptoms which get less by taking antidepressants. So if these symptoms weren't connected to a situation which is now gone, and therefore the reason you had those symptoms is gone, I would be worried that they come back if you just stop with the medication and don't have therapy to resolve those, like the root cause of these symptoms. So definitely like give me feedback on like what do you think about this? Like if you think there's a possibility. Oops world, existing in the abyss of nothingness. Ooh. Okay. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Ooh. I can't even really think about like how I'm doing because I'm so taken aback by that statement, because I feel like existing in the abyss of nothingness really doesn't seem positive. Let's put it like that. So how do you feel? Like, how is your mental health? Like, are you at peace with existing in the abyss of nothingness, or is this definitely not something you enjoy? Because like some people are like nihilistic, right? Like you never know. Yeah. So, and then coming back to Irfan, she said last week that I will let you know because she have to check her work schedule in the next 3 or 4 days. It's been 8 days. I'm not texting because I don't want to push her or make her feel pressured. She may also know what I'm going to say because I already told her before that I liked you. Okay. What a weird situation. How do you feel about it taking longer? Like what do you feel about this whole situation? Like what would you do if like if you would know she would like react like positive to like anything you say, essentially, or if you could just like say whatever, like what would you text her? I think that through the course of these months without fear, I've developed a habit of healthy interacting with the world. Okay. Do you think the reason for the fear is resolved too? And if it's something where you've just been sort of like an anxious person before, and you think it's like it might be resolved because of this habit now, then you can also just like say that and be like, yeah, like I hope. All right. Well, I definitely hope it is like that, for sure. So nice of you to go to work with me. Always Fluffy. We would never leave you alone at work. I mean, you can't really do that to anybody. That would be like so mean. Okay. I feel like so. Like, I'm sort of like really sorry if I made you worried or anything now, Alex. If you are worried though, I feel like maybe bringing this up for a second with whoever is prescribing you these antidepressants and being like, hey, like I would like sort of like to get back into like stopping with those. But like how big do you think is the chance of like it sort of like coming back? Like do you like, you know, like do you think like talking therapy would be like really like is necessary or not? Like I feel like to like whoever medical professional is like prescribing you this medication, just sort of like getting their insight on this might just, you know, like be helpful, or at least sort of be, could be like affirming to know, you know. And apart from that, I mean, you can always like when you notice like, oh, like if you like, because usually you don't stop with this medication from like one day to the next, right? So if you like are stopping with that medication and it's like slowly you're stopping with that medication, right? And you notice it getting worse again, right? Like you can just like again talk to your mental, like go back to a medical professional and be like, hi brother or sister or they them. I thought about they them for like brother and sister, comrade, I don't know. Can we actually put a pause on this and like go up again? Let's go back, let me get that therapy real quick, and then we try this again, okay? So just, yeah, so I feel like talking to the medical professional like in the first place, really nice to sort of like to know, right? To have like more information on this. And also to be informed like what might be in the cards for you, to sort of be able to plan with it, right? Like I feel like you might, for example, like not plan a holiday or like a really big birthday party when you know like, okay, it might get worse. Or you might, if you notice like, oh, I just feel like a little bit shitty, not be like, oh, this is just like a shitty day or whatever, but actually like have in mind like, oh, okay, this could be because I'm getting off of the antidepressants, and like I should, you know, like talk, like I should keep it in mind to see if it's like sticking around, if I need to talk to the medical professional again. Like I feel like just having that information in the back of your head can really help you to make the right decisions for yourself. And then definitely don't feel obliged, because you said you wanted to like get off of the medication, to pull through when you notice already it's getting like worse again. Like at the point where you notice like, oh, shite, right? Like go talk to them again and just say like, hey, can we like go back to the former dosage? Let me get therapy, like let's do this a different way. So you don't have to like, you know, start from zero again, but you can actually sort of apply the information you got, or the signals you got from your body like right away. Oh my god, if today is fucked up, just give up. Not every day is savable. I don't know which channel or whatever it is, but I've seen memes like this. And it's even like they were so good because it was like I think it was some type of video where like somebody like was reading these, which with like this, I don't know, with this accent of this like really wise like yeah, this is a stereotype, like really wise like Indian like guru, you know. And it's, I don't know, it just made it so much funnier because like you didn't expect it at all, right? Like you heard this voice, and because it's like so like there's just that like guru voice, and I don't know, like probably like heavily influenced by like movies and series or whatever. But specifically like this voice was used for these. And then I like, you know, like you looked through it and you're like, if today is fucked up, and then yeah, you just like expect like this motivational speech of like how you can make it work and whatever, and then like just give up. Not every day is favorable, whatever. Like just go to sleep. Yeah, exactly. But I haven't seen newer videos of this. I mean, to be fair, like the amount of time I spend on like Instagram and social media right now is like 10 minutes. Like the algorithm would be like seriously good to anticipate what I want to see within 10 minutes. And it's not even usually, it's like 10 minutes of being in my stories and like uploading stories, because I want to like bring back a little bit of this like be real vibe to Instagram. So and actually I've been carrying this for years and alone, so now I feel like I'm at the edge. I just want her to know that I still do love her a lot and I don't want to change anything between us. And I don't expect anything from you. I cannot pretend like this anymore. I believe this will let me breathe again and I will feel lighter. Now it feels like a storm, all emotions at once. Why do you think it stuck around for so long? This like admiration and love for her. Why do you think you haven't been able to like get over it if there's no chance of it like ever being an option between you? By the way, Alex, you, of course, like, you're not, like, obligated to say or anything, but just that I can, like, I don't know, like, know how to sort of, like, talk to you. Like, is it... I had to think about it, bro. Is it he, him, she, her, or they, them? Oh my god. I was like, he, her, no. He, him, right. This took a while. I felt like it probably wasn't that long in, like, in real life, but it just felt this long. Okay, him. Good to know. Because Alex in like in English I think it's more like a boy name. But in German it's actually like it can be a boy name, but it also like very often is a girl name. And then it's not Alex, but it's Alex. Alex. But you actually like you say the same for like the boys and the girl name. Yeah. It's actually a really cool. Like low-key, I really like how do you say, like gender neutral. I was about to say genderless names, which doesn't make sense, but gender neutral names. Like the name I came up with for like if I were to ever have a child, which I probably won't, but or like I'm like maybe I'm gonna adopt a child and then it's like you can't really choose the name, or can you? I'm not sure. Anyways, far away. But already like years ago, like in school, which is like it's actually low-key concerning that I thought about having kids in school. Like, what the fuck? But I thought about this name, Sam. Like, I would call my kid Sam because Sam can be a girl's name and a boy's name. So I was like, I just have one name. I already know the name of my kid, like the moment like they exist. And like I don't need to know the gender to know their name. Like I don't know. And I think Sam is like such a beautiful name. Wow. Like I genuinely really love that name. I do have names, but never want kids. Yeah. I don't know, like thinking about the names is like really cool and interesting. Thinking about kids is exhausting. I guess it's like easier to think about kids if you don't if you aren't as much of like a general caretaker. Like I feel like what we like, it's like just a thought which came like up in my head right now because like you say that too, and I feel like what we have in common is that we care for people we don't really know. Like we care a lot for people, and we like don't really need to know them to actually care about them. And I feel like everything in life, it's a balance, right? And because having a child is so much of caretaking, I feel like if you take care so much in your life already, you like don't have space to take, or like you feel like you don't have space to take care of kids as well. But if you don't have this general sense for caretaking, you would probably feel like there is like a lack of this feeling, because this feeling is giving you something too, right, in your life. And that way you like, I don't know, I guess like play more with the idea of having kids because you're like, then I can take care of something or someone. Maybe? I don't know. Just sort of thing I thought about, I guess. Irfan, by the way, did you hear my question? Just checking in. Like, don't want to rush you if you like already are answering. Just making sure it hasn't been lost to ads or whatever. Aww. Well, that's annoying. Also, I really don't know how to fix that for Fluffy now, because like, I don't like saying every word twice won't fix it either. Oh my god. I wonder if there is a gender bias in prescribing antidepressants. Because we know of this gender bias which is making us believe that like women are like so much better in talking about their feelings, blah blah blah. And like men like aren't as emotional, as empathetic, whatever, blah 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 blah. Where I feel like if you believe in that, you could also believe that like therapy, like talking about it, isn't as helpful to men than to women, and therefore treat depression differently for women than for men, and could have this bias that you like take women to like talk about their problems and like really like, you know, like get that like root issue out of the way, while men, you just give like antidepressants and you're like, yeah, well, you're never going to talk about it anyway. Like, there's no point of like trying to treat the root issue. Like, either it's like going away or like, you know, whatever. Where it's like, I don't know if this is true, right? Because like for a bias to like sort of like reach into the like psychologist space, it definitely takes more than like for broad society, right? But it definitely does also reach into that space. So it's just one of those things where I'm like really like, I would really be interested to see statistics on this and to see a study on this. Because I could imagine that effect being there, but I don't know if it is, but it would really be, I don't know, it'd be good information to know if that effect is there or not. Okay. Don't worry. Like, I really like, I don't want to stress anybody by just like asking if they got the question, but just because like I can't see you, right? It's like hard for me to know. It's, I don't know, like you guys can definitely help me with this, by the way. If you always, like, if you all like make a habit out of like saying when you leave and stuff like this, and like saying when you have ads, saying when you come back, all of that, then I sort of like, I like know that like you hear me, otherwise you would have said something. I think life kept me distracted for a long time. Hi, GeForce NL, by the way. Hello. How are you doing? I think life kept me distracted for a long time. I got busy with work and stuff, but that doesn't mean healing. The feelings went quiet for a bit, and also maybe I didn't have a closer. Couldn't switch my feelings off. I think I was keeping myself distracted, which will make that go away, but no, those feelings never went away. Maybe that's the reason those feelings stuck with me for this long. I know what you mean, I think. Did it maybe also have to do with the fact that it's like a really uncomfortable situation, right? And you feel like you shouldn't have those emotions, and you try to suppress them and just ignore them. Because I feel like that can really sort of add to this of like not being able to work through them, but at the same time not being like fully aware of them the entire time. See you. All right, Alex. You get healthy soon. Like, good luck. I hope you're healthy this weekend. And just know you're really welcome. Like, with like every mental health talk. Like, yeah, like this is our schedule to come by, and I would really love to hear from you how it like works out with like getting off the antidepressant, if it works out well. And just know you have support here and you have someone to talk to. But thank you for being here. It was a pleasure to talk to you. I think it was really interesting, and thank you for being so open about like all the questions. I feel like it was really insightful. And if you want to join the Discord, by the way, because we also have a Discord, then this would be the link. Bye. Have a beautiful rest of the day. I hope the symptoms aren't as bad. I definitely think about resting enough. Don't stay too long on Twitch and like social media. My psychiatrist straight up told me he handles the brain like a doctor would with every other organ and just prescribes medicine. Wow. Well, okay. Okay. I don't know if that's right or wrong, right? Like, I do know that psychiatrists, like, just from the place they are in, the mental health sector, is like they're like usually not the people like talking to people, right? Like psychiatrists are the people like prescribing meds and stuff. So it makes sense that they're more on the like prescribing meds side. But this is specifically also the reason why you don't usually talk to a psychiatrist, but you talk to a therapist, and then there's also a psychiatrist involved if it ever turns out that you need something. At least that's like how it worked for like in my like at the place I was at in therapy. This is how the psychiatrist was treated. And my psychiatrist definitely, like whenever like I came to her and I talked to her about things, like also for example with sleep medication and stuff, she was really, really transparent about the side effects this has, and was really transparent about, hey, this is not a long-term solution. Like any meds I will give you are not a long-term solution. Like this is, like, I hate to break it to you, if your sleeping sucks chronically, this will like, we can try this to see if it sort of resets something and then it gets better, sure. But after maximum, I don't know, I think it was like 3 weeks or something, or 2 weeks, you will have to stop this medication, because otherwise you might be you might get addicted to it. So you, and like this and this and this are the side effects. Like, do you want to do it? Like, it might give you this, but it will like subtract from your life quality with this. Like, does it seem worth it to you? Like, she was really transparent about this, and I appreciated it a lot. So she wasn't a person who would just like give me meds the entire time, or like even try to give me meds the entire time. It was really a situation where I needed to like come to her and be like, hey, I would sort of like, I heard about meds for like sleeping better and like better sleep quality. Like, I would like to try them, or like I would like to inform myself sort of about them. So that's why I'm here. And at some point she actually also was like, okay, I hear you. This is not a problem with meds, or you can fix long-term with meds. This is a problem you need to do exercise for. And like long-term exercise is gonna help you. So I really appreciated how she wasn't a person prescribing meds like candy. And I don't know, with every story I hear from you guys, I appreciate her even more. I don't know. You're doing okay? Oh, I'm glad. Is it better with the side effects of the meds you're taking, G-Force? Oh, you have to go now? Alright. Bye, Fluffy. See you on Wednesday. And thank you for sharing today. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you told us. Oh yeah, sure. What did I specifically? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter if it's specifically the same. Yeah, I was asking if the side effects with your meds are better, because like the last time we talked, you had like huge side effects from your meds, and you said like they like don't like really change too much. So I sort of wanted to check in if that has gotten better or anything, or if it's just that you're that you found like new strength to battle this, or how I can like interpret that you're doing okay. There's actually a manual about coming of psychiatric drugs for free available. Yeah, not entirely sure about these. I feel like it's like such an annoying situation, right? Like, I feel like I talked about this, like, actually, like the exact same difficult situation we had like a couple streams ago, where I'm like, this sounds great, but like the best option usually is really to talk to your personal doctor, because technically they have the best information to give you the best advice. But some doctors are trash, and then you have to figure it out on your own. So it's good that there is like a manual about coming off of the psychiatric drugs for free. And if you have a link to that, put it in the Discord. I will put it in the free resources spreadsheet I made. But it's definitely, again, something where I feel like reading through the manual, talking to your like medical professional, and then sort of like choosing for yourselves what seems best for you specifically is probably the best idea. But yeah, sadly, you can't entirely trust medical professionals a lot of the time. Like, there's really good doctors, but there's also really shitty ones. She's a really good friend of mine. Last time when I told her that I liked you, she listened to me and understood. So this time, also, she will understand me. I'm just being honest with her. That seems really good. So you don't worry that it like took longer. You're sort of like, yeah, like she will come back to me. Like, she's understanding. She will come back to me when she has time, and probably she's just like busy right now, and that's why it takes 8 days. Right? Like that's sort of what I'm getting from you here, Irfan. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Hello, White Mulk. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? How was your weekend? So, well, actually, I still have to get used to bad or mediocre days. But as it is right now, I never had such good medicines. I can even watch Netflix or regular TV because I have much more concentration now. Wasn't able to watch TV in this way 10 years. Damn. So huge improvement. Yeah. So, I'm really glad. So did you switch the meds you were taking then? Like, are these different meds than the last time we talked? Or did they just take sort of to like work properly? There's actually a guide how to come off psychiatric drugs for free available. Yeah, exactly. Like this guy, like if you have a link to that guide, can you send that on Discord? Just in the mental health channel, because then I can put it on the resource spreadsheet. But yeah, like this, that's what I was like talking about. It's like probably best to like read one of those guys, see, like get the information from the doctor, and then like sort of like form your own opinion on this. Or maybe actually like read that guide first, then go to your doctor. If your doctor says like other stuff than in the guide, and sort of like question your doctor why that is the case to get even more information. I mean, it's been fine, but insomnia, oh. Even Ambien didn't help, but I've been doing fine. Can I put it in general English? Yeah, or in the mental health channel. Doesn't matter too much. Oof. Bad insomnia doesn't sound good. But you're doing fine. I mean, that's good. Because that really sounds exhausting. Like, I don't know, sometimes I have like really like bad sleeping problems as well. And it's just, it's draining so much energy out of you. It's really crazy. Like, in those moments, you really realize like how important sleep is. To like rest and everything. So, are you like sort of like, how you been able to manage? Like, is it just really exhausting, but you're sort of like pulling through and managing? Or have you actually found like ways how to get your rest otherwise and sort of like rest enough on the rest of the day? But I'm glad you're doing sort of fine for the circumstances. Now I'm just waiting for her response. It's been longer than usual because she was supposed to let me know in the same week, but it's more than a week and it's okay for me. She may be busy or didn't get time to respond. Yeah. Alright, that's good. So, let's see when she comes back to... I feel like if you ever get to the point where, like, because like next time we're gonna see each other is on Thursday, right? So like not like really like far away, but I just wanna like maybe if you can't make it on Thursday, I'm just gonna give that peace of mind right now. I feel like if ever the point comes where you like get a little bit doubtful, or like if she's gonna come back to you, or if there's like something going on here, Um, just like, yeah, talking about that transparently as well and being like, hey, like you haven't forgotten me, right? Because that would be like really important. Or like, hey, it's like everything fine because like it's like you haven't gotten back to me now. It's like, I don't know, definitely something which is okay to do, right? So just don't hold back on this. Because yeah, there's a lot of way how you can say that where it's like not at all an issue, right? Nice Chiefers. mm. Okay. I mean, I would say 3 days of no sleep is kind of bad insomnia. Oh, of no sleep entirely? Yeah, that's really bad insomnia. And I'm just pulling through. I mean, I don't enjoy it, but learn to cope, or how you say it. Oof. But 3 days is like rough. Is it like always like an on-off situation? Like, do you expect it to get better by itself, or? Because I can imagine that like at some point your like body like needs to sleep and then it gets better, but at the same time, like I don't know about like your insomnia, right? So how do you expect that to go in the next couple days? And for how long have you been suffering with this type of like insomnia? If you say you just like learn to cope with it already and sort of like accept your fate, I guess, in a way. Hmm. Ah, that's what you meant. So you actually like you use that like free guide to get off the psychiatric drugs, or like you're using that right now to sort of like lower the dosage, right? G4 is like, but I'm glad that it's working so well right now. Mm. True, because it's way later at your place, Irfan, right? What time is it at your place now? Because for me, it's like 2 p.m. Like, I'm like, this is fine. mm. Yeah, I see, okay. Yeah, maybe you can just like come at the beginning. Like, my stream on Thursday is actually not gonna be as long. Because I have an appointment, like an allergy doctor's appointment, sadly, which I couldn't like switch to another day because it's like I will get tomorrow. I will get like this like allergy test stuck on my back, and then on Thursday they need to like reach, I don't know, like how bad it is, and then on Friday as well. So it sadly just needs to be on Thursday. Really annoying. Like I could have done like Monday and then they read out on like Wednesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and they read out on Thursday and Friday. So I did Tuesday and Thursday and Friday to at least have like, you know, the yeah, like one stream uninterrupted. But yeah, so maybe you can like join on Thursday right at the beginning. That's what I meant to say. So because I'm like starting at 12, right? So if it's like 9:22 on your end right now, I'm starting at 7 p.m. at your place. So maybe then like if you're there on 7 already, you can like still go to bed early and it doesn't like interrupt your routine or anything. I mean, sometimes insomnia gets better and then randomly no sleep at all. So it's not always just horrible. I would think at some point my body is gonna force to sleep, but only bad part is that I gotta have power to work, and I'm not sure, like 1 or 2 years of diagnosed, I won't count other. Is there any so if you're diagnosed for 1 or 2 years, but you probably had it, like, if you don't say you count the others, you probably had it before that already, though. Is there a plan, like some type of like therapy you're in right now to get rid of insomnia? Because I mean that level of insomnia seems like it definitely, like, it's like if you have to work and all of that, like, it's not healthy for your body for sure, but it's also just like really, really exhausting. And like it's just not making life quality way harder. So yeah, like, is there any progress being made to like get out of this or get better or whatever? Aw, thank you, GeForce. Support is always appreciated. Because as we all know, there's a lot of streamers out there, right? With many, many viewers, especially in terms of like the English audience. Anything else I want to add to this? I feel like I just want to commend you for sort of confronting those feelings now. Because I feel like, especially since you had them for so long, right? It can be hard to like divert from the path of like suppressing and like pushing them away, ignoring them and stuff like this. So I feel like it's a really good step that you sort of confront those feelings right now, and that you're open to feeling them and experiencing them to then be able to, yeah, get over it. And hopefully at some point, like, have those feelings towards a person where it's actually like a possible situation, right? So I'm glad that you don't just try to cope or push them away, but that you're open to experience them, to be done with them, hopefully sooner than later. And I hope your friend has like time soon that you can have that talk. Before you forget everything we said about this. So yeah. But I think this does everything. So I'm guessing you're going to sleep now then, right? I mean, they haven't said anything to me yet. Only gave Emian for it, and I haven't even booked an appointment. Oh. Yeah. So there's the chance that you sleep, but if it's really bad, you take it, even though it gives you nausea, dizziness, headaches, and everything. So, but there's nothing really like being like, I'm not an expert on like insomnia, right? So don't get me wrong, but so essentially there's nothing really being done about fixing it, even though you're diagnosed since like 1 or 2 years. I gotta sleep now. I will see you later. All right. Good night, Irfan. And see you on Thursday then. Bye bye. Sleep tight. It was a pleasure again that you were here. Till the next time. Don't forget to join the Discord if you haven't already. And you have slept really bad for 8 years recently, but it was caused by side effects of medicines. But with current meds, I'm doing... But with current meds, I'm doing bad. No. Okay, with current meds, you're doing good. Okay. Wow, guys! This is not good. Like, I'm glad that you do better now, G4. Like, I'm really, really glad. Because, like, good sleep is, like, really, really important, right? I mean, I guess they haven't found a way to help me yet. I would be betting that since something... It's different for everyone. Well... Like, I want to say, like, yeah, sure. But the thing is, I really... There's doctors and medical professionals which are more motivated to help than others. Like, there's some people who just prescribe medicine and don't give a flying fuck for actually fixing the issue. So if it hasn't been like really like said, explained in detail, like tests being done, explained why there's nothing they can do or whatever, no diagnosis of like you have something like really rare where we really don't know what to do. And then even then there can be like sort of like specialists where you can still go to which have a better idea than those people you are maybe at right now. I absolutely would not expect that type of effort to be implied in the missing of action, if that makes sense. I don't know, like I have chronic headache and like my like normal like house doctor is like not interested in solving it at all. Like they were like at the beginning they were like yeah, well, so what do you want me to do now? Like they are really not that interested in fixing that part. Whereas like the specialist clinic I'm at for like migraines and headache, they are actually like trying to like they're working for like different type of solutions which could work and like putting in the effort. So it's like also like so I switched like house doctors since then, and my house doctor now I haven't gone to them yet for the headache. But I've been there for like some skin issues. And they've also been like way more helpful than the doctors I've like the before house doctor. So like it can always just be that you found like a bad doctor, right, who doesn't really want to do stuff. But you can also like still like there's of course it can also be the case that you found a really good one. But I'm just saying like I wouldn't assume they're good doctors until they have shown me that they are good doctors, because I personally just made the experience that there are a lot of doctors who actually don't really like either don't really want to or really can't because they just don't have enough time and are stressed the fuck out, you know. Like I don't know where you live, but like in my place the healthcare system is like low-key overloaded. So all right, see you again later, G-Force. Enjoy. I haven't really tested anything. I only took my blood and asked questions and gave Ambien lol. I try to help you, but if you aren't interested. Yeah. I like really like I'm not sure. Like I'm really like I'm unsure myself. Like I don't understand it. Like I can't really relate. But at the same time, I guess some of them are just like really overloaded, and that's why they just don't have time for that. But even then, I can't relate. So yeah. But if they like, if there was no like, if they haven't tested anything, if there's no like different medication being tried, if there's no like, I feel like therapy is actually like a lot of the time with insomnia thing you sort of like talk about. I've actually like, I know that there's actually therapy where like here in the Netherlands, there's places you can actually like as part of therapy get sleep therapy, and then you sleep at the therapy place. And I really don't know what they do there because I haven't been there, but I just know of a friend who has done that, and for him it really helped. So like for him, he had like really bad insomnia beforehand as well, and then he had like normal therapy, and then as part of the normal therapy he got like some extra therapy, which was the sleeping therapy. And with that, he actually told me that it got like so much better that now he's like cutting back on the sleeping meds. So there is a lot of things in our systems which can be done if you are in that system. Like if you either like have someone who like sort of put you in that position to experience that, or if you are in a facility which is sort of offering this type of help. By the way, do you have ads right now? Because that would mean that I have to repeat everything I just said. So if you don't have ads right now, let me know. Like if you actually heard this. Because Twitch is pretending like you have ads. Okay, so you sort of like, you heard everything. Okay, amazing. Because Twitch is saying me, ads only end in like 30 seconds. So I don't know. Really weird. But yeah, I don't know, like from what I learned, sadly, and this is like only like my experience, right? Like this is like highly dependent on the country you live in. This is highly dependent on the doctors in your town, the doctor you are at. Like this can be like entirely different for other people. But from my personal experience, I know that in order to get the prescription to like, or no, wait, it's not a prescription. To get the, or is it? To get sent over to the specialist, like migraine neurologist clinic, like I had to like be there and like convince the doctor to do it, even though I have a chronic headache and they don't do shit about it. So yeah, like there's if you are with a doctor who's highly unmotivated to help you, but it is your life after all, you really need to show up for yourself and like be like, this is your, like your job is to help me, right? So like I need a solution to this. Like I can't live my life like this. You either send me over to someone who wants to help me or you help me. But these are the two options you have, and you're gonna make either of those work, because I do not, like, I can't take this anymore. So but I would really hope that there's like something better ahead of you, right? Like in your future. Like I really like this. I feel like you deserve better, you know? Like I'm really glad that you manage, even though you have insomnia this bad sometimes. Like I feel like you're like, I don't know, like amazing that you do, right? Because like if you won't, we might not have this talk anymore. But I also really sort of like I'm worried that like we don't know what comes in the future, right? And I don't know. Like I'm worried that it might get worse. That's sort of like, I don't know. I just feel like, and even if it doesn't get worse, right? I'm just like, I don't know. Like I would, invest some energy into trying to figure out if there's like better options on the table for you. Like if you tried everything, you know, like if you told these doctors and there's like no one around you who gives a fuck, and like you really like you can't move because your whole life is there, like then like sure, you know, like accept it, make your life with that, try to find the best option available for you, which is available, right? But I feel like I would just try to actually find the best option available and not not have some unhelpful doctor be the limiting factor for my life quality. Horrible confidence, and I don't like standing up for myself. Can't bring myself to do it, sounds stupid, but yeah. No, I get it. I so get it. Oh my god, I'm so bad at standing up for myself in front of doctors. Like, there were so many times I went to a doctor and I really tried to, and then I left the doctor's office and I felt like, this was nice. And then 5 minutes passed and I came back to my senses and I was like, bro, that doctor just gaslit me into oblivion. Like, he like didn't do shit, bro. And I felt like, okay, this is fine. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you settle for this? Like, he did nothing. He did literally nothing. You still have, like, you just wasted like half an hour of your life or something by even going to that doctor's appointment because nothing has changed. And so I know it can be like really, really hard, even if you try to stand up for yourself, to even get that like change that you wanted or came for. Do you have any, because like that's fair, you know, but this doesn't need to hold you back. So, do you have anyone around you? Like, I don't know, like your partner, like wife, husband, they, them, like family member, brother, sister, dad, mom, even like it could even be like a good friend or a co-worker you trust. But like somebody you trust with that medical information, which is in the room with that. And where, you know, like they could come along and actually like help you advocate for yourself. Like, is there anybody like that around you? By the way, you live in Finland? I really thought Finland has like, oh, happiest people ever or whatever. No, wait, that was Norway. Right? That wasn't Finland, actually. That was Norway, I think. My bad then. Well, I'm 17, I haven't got a partner or anything, and I don't talk about my feelings to IL people anyway. You're 17? Bro, that sucks. Like, it sucks that your life is so short and you're already in trouble like that. It's like I know that, right? Like I have childhood trauma on maths, and like my therapy like sessions started like early, like where like all people say like, oh, you're a student, like you enjoy life, you're in your best phase of your life, la la la. And I'm like, no, I'm in the shittiest phase of my life actually. Like I can't wait to get to be an adult and like whatever. But that's definitely low-key an annoying situation. You don't talk about my feelings to IL people anyway. Okay, I guess technically you don't need to talk about feelings. Technically you can only tell them that you have like insomnia really bad and the doctors don't do shit and you want them to do shit. Do you have like, how are your parents involved in this? You didn't mention them, and I halfway expect it to be on purpose, but I'm not entirely sure, so I want to make sure. Like, is there a parent which is available for this service? So you don't feel weird about it? I like him, but I don't trust him to talk about it. You don't... Okay, I don't know how it works in Finland directly, right? And I do also definitely have a complicated relationship with my parents. But for us with the house doctor, it's like you don't need to talk to them about there might be psychological reasons for this. And I would trust my parents to see this as just like a completely unrelated to therapy type situation, and just be like, yeah, I get these like meds, but they like really suck, and like every time I go to the doctor, like they don't fix it, blah blah blah, and, like sort of like leverage their unhappiness about everything in life to my advantage in that moment. Does that make sense? How I explain this? Like, because I feel like like you can call this manipulation, sure, but as a child you have special rights. So because you are dependent on them, and if they don't do their job properly, it's like I feel like you are entitled to a certain service from your parents. And like we like anybody can like argue with me about this, but it's just my personal opinion. So the thing I don't want to talk anyone IRL about. Wait, I mean the thing I don't want to talk to anyone IRL about anything. I can't bring myself to ask for help because it's awkward. Okay. And you don't have any friend who's like, it's fine that you're bad in English. It's like just you, yeah. It's like entirely fine. Like I don't judge you or anything. I just need longer. So it's like it's fine. So you have like you don't have any friend who knows about that situation by any chance? Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, is it B18 nowadays? Oh, I'm not 18. This is the 18th mental health talk. So it's like the next time we meet, it's the 19th mental health talk. It's not like nobody's 18. Actually, nobody. No, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm 25 right now. I'm not entirely off, but there's been a few years. But how are you doing, Jules? Stream froze? Ooh. Tell me when, like, are you already back? Or just tell me if you're back. I'm back, okay. Yeah, I was like, I was just asking to clarify if you have like any friend who knows about that situation. Or if you have like literally nobody knowing about this except your doctor. You're good, nice. How's it to be 25 then? That's one of those situations where it's like, I really don't know what to say, because like 25 is like being 24, like being 26, like it doesn't really, so like, do I answer now with like, how has my year been? That's not really the thing, right? So do I answer with how is it to be in my age group, maybe? I guess that could be a good answer. Let's go with that. My age group is awkward. Not that I am awkward, but the age group is awkward because being 25 is sort of like the age where you go from studying to working. And your entire social circle changes. Because on work, you're like by far the youngest, and you sometimes like sort of like it's hard to make connections, or like any connections you have or like any friends you make like could potentially be your parents sometimes, because like the age group at work is so much different, right? But you're like, in terms of like thinking, like you're not the person who has like a family and stuff, you don't plan ahead 3 weeks to meet somebody or whatever, but you're like still like really spontaneous, sort of like have a lot of time, you know, like want to fill up your days as you go, like from when you were studying. So it's like a big adjustment period, I would say. But how about you? How old are you, Jules? Is that, by the way, how you say your name? I'm really confused by that E. No one knows. I keep my stuff secret. I have a lot of stuff I don't talk about. I'm just surprised I'm keeping them secret. Can I... Is there like a specific reason you keep them secret and you don't want to talk to anyone? Like, do you know if there's a reason to it, or like what the reason is? Yes, that's correct. Yeah. I guess with 30, you're maybe like just past this period. But how is it to be 30 then? By the way, I want to make sure that you know, like, our mental health check-ins sort of like go in depth a little bit, Jules. So if you want to go more in depth about like how are you doing, I'm good, we have the time and space for this. But I also get if you just, I don't know, like want to sit back a little bit while I talk to White Milk. And then like afterwards we talk a little bit longer. Just so like, do as you like. Just know there's the space. I'm free to talk to, yeah. Like this is like, you don't need to be a subscriber or anything to talk in my chat. Yeah. I just don't want people to know, and I don't want them to seem like a beggar. I just don't trust anyone. Do you know why you have insomnia, White Milk? Is there like a specific fear keeping you up? Hi, Grumpy, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Oh, it's going good. We're like in multiple talks right now. Go. It's definitely like in like, are there some trigger warnings? Or like trigger topics? I feel like that could be helpful also to other people in chat to sort of like know what we're getting into. But apart from that, like usually like everything is like really fine.